Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
And tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. Oh, good morning. Oh, good morning. I'll get into I'll get into a little of this in a little while, but my wife laid into me over the New Hartford doesn't teach forefathers, George Washington and all. You know why? Because it's part of her curriculum in second grade. She teaches it.
And you said this?
No. Remember, we had the teacher call in yesterday who said, listen, Mary, I'm not questioning. You said you were a teacher back in the early 70s. Back when, if you remember, in New Hartford, the school house, one room, they fit a lot of kids in there, dirt floor. That was 1970. Maybe it wasn't quite that bad. But she said during COVID, I saw it here. You were wrong with that woman who said that schools are teaching kids to hate America. Now, is there a crazy teacher out there that should be fired? I'm sure. Is there a crazy person at your favorite coffee shop that should be fired? I'm sure. Is there a favorite radio person that should be fired? Named Bill? I'm sure. But in general, teachers live in your community. They are amongst you. They are you and your family and neighbors. They're not teaching kids to hate America. This whole belief that if we teach history and the blemishes that we might have over the years, then this Pete Hegseth concept where everything is wonderful. We are the best. We've never done anything wrong. Screw you, you piece of garbage. Give me a beer can to break on my forehead. That's the Pete Hegseth way of teaching history, and it's just not the way to do it. We teach the truth, and we should teach the truth. If something happened, you teach the truth, and we learn from that. That's how a republic will survive. Anyway, when Mary called in yesterday and said, Mary, please don't be mad if I'm doing an impression of you.
I'm sure she'll
good.
be fine with it, Bill.
She will be. I saw it firsthand during COVID. I said, why are you not teaching George Washington? You're teaching about the Chinese New Year. What is going on? And then then the teacher said, well, we're not learning about that right now. We don't teach that right now. Or we don't teach that. I forgot what she said. We're teaching the Chinese New Year. Okay, so it would be impossible for us to know the dynamic of what was going on at that moment during COVID on Zoom, right? It would be impossible. Some of the things that I saw while walking by my wife's office during COVID, my favorite was the grandfather with the Tony Soprano open bathrobe exposing the full belly in the background looking at his grandson. Some of this stuff you can't unsee, but it was a time. But if you walk into a class and they're teaching math or geometry, and you say, "Why are you not teaching about George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, the creation of America"? Well, we don't teach that here. We teach math. You don't know what the scenario was at that very moment, what was going on, and that you just don't know. So I can't answer to what she saw back during COVID, but I can tell you this. Every year they teach a little bit more history. Now, when you get into high school and junior high and middle school, you have, maybe 1 year's world history. The next year might be American history. You make your way through school. You remember how it's done. It's done the same way. And I know for a fact, because she made it very clear to me, I teach at grade level, second graders. We teach all about George Washington and the falsities that have been told over the years. Did George Washington have wooden teeth? That's not true. That isn't true. So wouldn't you rather we teach the correct thing, like he didn't have wooden teeth? And that whole cherry tree story, that isn't true either. Or at least there's no evidence of that being true, but it's a great story. And what a great, amazing group of people as they created this country, and the fact that we've lasted for 250 years, right? That's a big deal. So they do teach it. In fact, she said they teach it lightly in third grade, and then they go back in heavier to prepare them for fifth and sixth grade in fourth grade. So it's a higher advanced version of American history is taught to students in fourth grade. But in terms of second grade, she's teaching it. Now, this goes to the, I don't want to quote Lance, but let's say Lance, like, oh, you're lecturing. No, I'm not going to, I'm not going to sit here and allow for complete false stories or false accountings, untruths to just be spewed over this. I'm only on till 9. Thank your lucky stars. I can't let that happen. I can't look myself in the mirror. And this show has never been anything different. I give you my opinion. You yell at the radio, or you agree, or you turn the dial, or you tell somebody you got to listen. He believes exactly the way we believe, or whatever. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So that should be nothing new. But when the woman is like, you're teachers in our schools, and we've got to stop this, are teaching kids, our students, our children to hate America. I am not letting that. I don't care if she's an author. She's a Bible-thumping whack job who wants a lot of other things taught in our schools. And I'm sorry, I can't just stand there and let it happen. Now, apparently, Jeff, you can, because you let me drown yesterday.
Okay,
you let me drown.
What do you mean I let you drown?
Kidding. I'm kidding. Let me go to Tanya first. So,
okay.
All right. I didn't mean to do that. And just you'll have plenty of time.
I actually am really interested in this story because
Tanya G. Power is on the line right now. Good morning, Tanya. What story are you interested in?
First Amendment.
Yeah, right.
Your dander is up today, and it's interesting to listen to.
I can't help it. I just can't help. I all night long. It's all I'm thinking about. I can't even. I last night in my dreams, I chopped down a cherry tree. I don't even have a cherry tree. So you go figure.
He has a lemon tree, though, Tanya.
I do.
He'd love to tell you about it because
it produced 7 or 8 full-size lemons this year, and the thing is only like 3 feet tall. Yeah, and we bring it in in the winter. Put it and they're the Myers lemons, so they're not really totally sour. They're very sweet. Anyway,
it's the joy we need more of in the world. I love this story.
Yeah,
I like this.
I was going to say the story that I love is the this report that Tanya has on the negative impact of social media. It's so true. It's so unbelievably true. And my son is 10 years old, and like he has Mama and I had a discussion about this, and ultimately we allowed him to do this. He has a YouTube page, and I literally got a phone call yesterday. Dad, guess what? And I go, what's up, buddy? And he goes, I have 98 subscribers. He's built his way up to 98.
That's good. Would you feel it's creepy if I'm one of them?
It would be great, yeah.
I'm not, though.
He goes, I'm 2 away from 100. I'm 2 away from 100. And
See, you're teaching math right there, for God's sakes.
I try to explain to him, although I struggle with how to do this, that because I can see this happening. When he puts something up, like we go to the Pioneers game, and he puts up on social media, like, at the end when they win, right? They're skating around or they're doing the three.
Oh, he puts stuff up on YouTube?
On YouTube,
That's really cool.
So he'll get, but, if he gets a lot of likes, Dad, that's my 70th like on that video or something, right? But if it doesn't do well, it almost becomes, well, how come no one likes my video? What, did I do something wrong?
It can be very hard.
Right? And I think you see this with people when they put up their class picture or a selfie when they're out with the guys or the gals, People think if I get a lot of likes, I'm popular, people like me.
As he gets older, it can be even so much worse.
Right, in high school. That's what I worry about.
By the way, have you had before Tanya, have you had the talk with him?
I try to explain it as much as I can how many likes he gets doesn't really matter.
Not that talk.
Oh.
The talk that do not go into radio. I don't care what you're thinking. Stay out of this business.
I'm sorry, Tanya.
It'll crush you.
You didn't call to listen to us banter. You have some information.
Yes, I do.
Sorry. I'm very sorry.
So, it is. He has a very interesting point about the report, but oddly enough, it's not a negative report. It's called the World Happiness Report.
Oh,
and
okay.
It does have to do with social media and the world's happiest country, but they do rank it on other things. It's not just a social media thing. There is a component of that, but that's not the whole thing. This is an annual report that's published by the Wellbeing Research Center at the University of Oxford. And they also do it in conjunction with, I believe, Gallup and another outfit from the UN. So that's kind of where all this information comes from. And they talked to about 1,000 people on the phone and in person, face-to-face, in 140 countries, about 100,000 people total. And what they found was that Finland, for the 9th year in a row, is the happiest country.
Finland?
Other Nordic countries like Iceland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, they're in the top 10. Costa Rica jumped to number 4. It was at 23rd place in 2023, and it's kind of been moving up since then, and now it's in the top 5. They looked at, as to the big question I've been getting is, why is Finland number 1, and why has it been?
Yeah.
That and the other Northern European countries being on top is related to, and this is the summation from the AP. It puts it pretty well. A combination of wealth, its equal distribution, having a welfare state that protects people from the risks of recession, and a healthy life expectancy. And again, that is from the AP. So anybody whose blood pressure went up when I said the words welfare state, that is not my quote. That is the AP quote.
and that is they all get health care. They all get, and while those programs tend to have flaws, I'm sorry, it's certainly better than what we have, where people right now are dying because they can't afford their cancer medicine. So I guess that would make one a little more happy. Although, Tanya, I got to say, I watched the Olympics from start to finish, 2 full weeks. I never saw a person from Finland smile. Not once. Not once. Maybe they weren't winning.
They were just locked in. I don't know. Maybe they were just very concentrated. And by the way, the U.S. is not even in the top 20 at this point. We're at 23rd. Canada's at number 25, and Britain is 29.
Wow. So Canadians really very similar to us. I think some of these countries that are so happy, I wonder, Tanya, if they just have a less hectic life where it's not a rat race.
Yeah, I mean, well, when different countries have their culture constructed a different way. Not everybody is as, I will say work oriented. We're ingrained. There's certain things that are just ingrained in us to do and to believe and to think, especially as far as work is concerned and how you construct your work day and your life. And other countries don't prioritize. They prioritize different things, what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that may be one of the big reasons. There's a social media component to this. He's right. But that's part of it. Yeah.
All right.
Well, but didn't the report highlight social media's negative impact?
Some of the negative things.
Yeah, it did. It said, it talked about social media, the negativity of it. They talked about, the correlation between well-being and extensive social media use, and how it is particularly concerning among teenage girls. We've seen that over and over and over.
Yeah.
That part is not new.
And, you just think about what kids have to deal with today with social media. That's a whole different story. Stuff that we didn't have to deal with, but a completely different story. But social media's negative impact would play a role in a society's happiness. And I think that's kind of what that was one of the criteria, I'm assuming. So,
Yeah.
All right. I guess I feel like generally happy. And I mean, not everything is good, but I feel generally happy. It's kind of a state of mind. But maybe if we were in Finland, we'd be much happier. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just going to go on and consider myself happy. So
Okay.
that's what I'm going to do. Tanya, you do that as well, and have a wonderful weekend in New York City.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, Tanya. Jay Powers from Fox News Radio. Sometimes I think this is a labor for her oh, great, I got to call into that show.
Yeah. Cancel my next gig because they're going to keep me long.
Yep, and we apologize for that. But we is who we is. Manaski has an update quickly. And then,
you know what? Can you give me 60 seconds?
Yeah, I can. Let me just read a couple of comments. Nick LaBombarda. Good morning, Bill and Jeff. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Nick, says Jeff. Scooter, how come they never say good morning to Davey? Davey! Good morning, Davey.
Good morning.
We have stuff to talk about. And then Stefan says, how about the Duke-Siena game yesterday? And I got to say, I could not. They dominated Duke in the first half. And they came out of the half and actually hit a three right off the bat. I thought they were going to be able to play with them. What do you think the key factor was? Did they just succumb to a much more powerful Duke, or the fact that not one single sub was put in until less than a minute in the game? Do you think they ran out of gas?
That's the factor right there.
I think so,
you played
too.
Your whole 5 starters for over 40 minutes. No substitutions till the end of the game.
No substitutions till less than a minute.
Yeah.
And only one came in.
And that's where they ran out of gas.
That's
right
wild.
there.
So, but to me, that was a gamble that McNamara made, and decided, you know what, I got to have my best in there. The problem is your best if your best is gassed, just to the point where they can't perform the way they should perform. Now, the question is, and we'll do this on the other side of the news, because there are a couple of stories out there. Brent Axe has a story today, and it talks about, ask the question, did McNamara just basically sign his ticket to be the next coach for Syracuse? Others saying, what an amazing way to pull off an interview. Because it was kind of an interview for the job yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
but then the New York Post has I don't know if you picked up the Post this morning, but New York Post has a very negative story on Syracuse, and I'll get to that comment. And they just lay it out there. Stand by, Davey. We'll get to all of that stuff coming right up right now. Manaski with an update.
We have mostly cloudy skies and 30 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 6:44. Bill, a former mid-state corrections officer will spend a few years behind bars. He was in Oneida County Court yesterday. The individual, that being Robert Kessler, will spend up to 4 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to assault. Kessler testifying against 3 of his co-workers who were facing murder charges in the beating death of inmate Robert Brooks in 2024. Only one of those officers, David Kingsley, ended up being convicted. The other 2 were acquitted. Syracuse University introducing the man who will lead the school's athletic department in the future. During a news conference yesterday, athletic director Brian Blair revealed his decision is coming soon on a brand new men's basketball coach. Among the qualities that Blair says he's looking for in a coach are integrity, creativity, and being a leader of men. SU parted ways with Adrian Autry after 3 seasons, were finished with a record of 49-48. A lawyer who worked closely with Jeffrey Epstein says he didn't know anything about his client's crimes. Darren Indike, who also serves as an executor of Epstein's estate, telling the House Oversight Committee Thursday that no woman ever reported to him any claim of abuse by Epstein. Extreme heat is gripping the Southwest, with record-breaking temperatures expected to continue through the weekend. Parts of California saw records fall again Thursday, including Riverside, hitting 101 degrees, while the Yuma Desert reached 110.
That is the hottest that they've ever recorded, but I'm sure somewhere in the 1600s or something, when we weren't registering heat, or maybe not. But right now, in terms of modern times, it's the hottest ever. In March.
Iranian state media says a top Revolutionary Guard spokesman has been killed in reported U.S.-Israeli strikes. Ali Mohammed Naini was described as martyred, though few details were released. His reported death comes just after he pushed back on claims from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that Iran could no longer produce missiles. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 646. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
A couple of clippers coming through over the next few days. It's going to be mainly rain. I think the snow is going to be well north today, even though we may get a snow shower this morning. Then it rains. 47. Tonight, rain early, maybe a shower late. 34. Mainly cloudy as we kick off the weekend. Saturday, 45. Or rain by Sunday afternoon, 48. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Bill, we have cloudy skies and 30 degrees at 647.
Davey, can I just keep going? You all right with that? Quickly, do you think Jerry McNamara will be the next coach of the Syracuse Orange?
Yes.
I'm going to agree with you.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But he may get consideration for other jobs, but I still think
I think
he's going to go hard.
It's the dream job. The problem is, as the New York Post says, it's a mess. Syracuse, the search is a mess, according to the New York Post, saying the NIL is a disaster. Syracuse can't even outperform Providence when it comes to NIL money. It's not good, and they can't win this way. And the job is not one that anybody wants, which they say is horrible when you think about where Syracuse was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, for McNamara, they said they put it this way: Syracuse might have to resort to going with a fan favorite who has only 2 years of experience in Jerry McNamara. So I don't know. I feel like after that performance yesterday, he coached that game to beat, not to like everybody does, but I just thought he did a tremendous job of coaching that game to beat Duke yesterday.
You sure did.
And what a performance that team gave. So I also think they were a lot better than people thought. I don't think they were a 16 seed, but it is what it is. So my guess is you will see that decision come pretty quickly. And I think you're right. I think it's going to be McNamara. I'm going to ask you.
I would love it if it was McNamara. I understand what they're saying because McNamara's
2 years experience. I mean, as a head coach or whatever it is, it's 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
get it. How many years did Boeheim have when he took over?
Well, think about it. I don't think he had any. I think he was an assistant coach.
He was.
I think he was a player than an assistant, or was on the team. I don't know how much he.
Well, he was on the team. He became an assistant coach, and then became coach.
And I think he's going to be bringing one of the players with him if he does come to Syracuse. I like to see that number 4.
Oh my God, he was very impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, really, really impressive. All right, let's bring in the second for number 2. McNamara right now, the favored candidate for the coaching job at SU, men's basketball. The number 2 is one by the name of Willie Waffle. Don't know if you know this, but he's huge in the coaching world. Willie, good morning.
Hey, I would bring headlines for all the disaster that would follow, baby. Okay, you would be in the news, all right?
It's big. And isn't that all that matters today, really, right?
Yeah, hey, we'll get clicks on TikTok.
Get those clicks.
You put up videos of me melting down on the sidelines. It'll be great.
That's awesome. All right, well, do you follow any of this? Do you do a bracket, any of that stuff, Willie?
Yeah, I do a bracket. I mean, I think I'm like most people. I don't start paying attention to college basketball until about mid-February, and then I do a bracket, and then I move on. You know?
Yeah. I understand that.
I was excited. I was following the Duke Siena game yesterday.
Wow.
I was on the edge of my seat. I thought, Siena's going to do this. They're going to shock the world, and my bracket will be busted. But at least I would have seen this.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that was, how about me? I was dumb enough to actually pick Siena, but I don't have
No
Duke.
way.
I did, and I don't have Duke going that far. I have St. John's moving on, and they kind of had an eye opener yesterday. But I see Duke getting upset in the third round. So, well, technically, I see them getting upset in the first round, and that almost happened, but didn't.
I will argue this. I think that almost losing yesterday could have been the best thing to happen to Duke.
Yeah, you're right.
Now it wakes you up. It makes you realize that everything counts now. A good team will respond with strength and with unity and can go all the way now.
I got to tell you, and it'll be interesting to see what Manaski says about this too. I thought the interview, and you probably didn't see it at halftime, when they asked the player from Duke his thoughts on the first half. His answer was, "We thought this was going to be a cakewalk."
There you go, buddy.
Wow. And that's coaching. You got to prepare your team for that, especially a young team. Duke is a young team. You got to prepare them for that, for God's sakes.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Well, I really believe had Siena not run out of gas, because not a single player got to sit the bench during the first, really, almost the entire game. I think had they never run out of gas, they could have won that game. So, well, it is what it is. All right, what do we? Boy, that episode of The Pit last night, or Pit.
Woo!
Wow.
Pit.
Wow.
Oh, my. I don't want to give any spoilers
No,
away.
I know, but it was.
Let's just say
epic.
It's all falling apart. It's all falling apart at The Pit.
It was, and you know what? I believe there are 4 episodes left. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 4 episodes remaining. And wow, that one last night was intense. I couldn't sleep afterwards. I just couldn't go to bed. So it was intense.
What
a show.
Should we tell people the big hook? The big hook in the episode?
Okay, I was going to say maybe we shouldn't, because it will. There'll be a certain political element here that's going to be like,
there will be a triggering.
I'm not. So if you think that The Pit has not been political, after this week, you will not feel the same way.
And they've done that. I mean, like in the first season, there were a couple of patients where they were making a political statement and they were talking about things like that. So it's not a shock. And to be honest with you, in a city like Pittsburgh, I would be surprised if ICE did not show up with somebody. So I think it's very realistic. Just it's going to rub some people the wrong way. And obviously.
It will. And I am not surprised that their storyline. I think it's believable that there were people, nurses and doctors, who left when ICE came, because even though they are documented and they have their work visas and they're doctors or nurses, they left because they feared that they would still possibly get detained. And in fact, one of the doctors, who's Caucasian and clearly born in the United States, I don't want to say anymore. I'm saying too much.
Don't say anymore.
Yeah, I'm saying, please, Willie, stop me. Stop me.
Okay, don't do it. Stop. Just let people watch it today.
Watch it. It's really good. Okay, in theaters, I know you have 2 that you pulled out here today. What do you think?
Yeah, listen. We have to talk about Project Hail Mary. This is just a fantastic movie. It is Ryan Gosling. He wakes up on a spaceship and he can't remember exactly why he's there, and he starts to piece it all together. And the way he's piecing it together is that he's going around the ship. He's starting to remember things that have happened, and we're seeing the story. The story being that he was a middle school science teacher who was kind of a disgraced PhD. He had basically created all sorts of problems for himself in that world, ended up teaching at the middle school, but he had a very unique theory that may save the planet. Yes, the sun is dying in this movie. And so all the resources of the planet are being pulled together to try to find a solution, and he's part of that project. And he's sent out into space. And while he's out there, and you've seen this in the trailers, he meets an alien.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. And you know, it's just, the thing that got me about this movie is that's very heavy subject matter, right? Like that's pretty heavy stuff. The world is going to come to an end unless we find a solution. But there's a lot of joy in this movie. I mean, there's a lot of fun in this movie. You know, as Ryan Gosling is just perfect. I mean, you know, he just strikes that right combination of sarcastic and earnest. You know, really kind of, you know, making you root for this guy, making you root for his new alien friend as they're trying to come up with a way to save humanity. You know, I think that the storytelling is very good as you kind of have this mixing of what happened in the past with what's happening on the spaceship right now. The way that, you know, he's communicating with this new alien, becoming friends in many ways. And then we see, you know, how, you know, he never really wanted to be on this expedition. I think, you know, my biggest problem is it's a movie that doesn't know when to end. It just keeps going for twist after twist after twist. Yeah. It did not have to be 2.5 hours, but I am at 3.5 waffles.
Wow.
I thought it was really, really good.
How long before that movie's streaming?
Well, you know, it's an Amazon movie.
Oh, okay.
So I think it'll probably be streaming pretty quickly.
Okay. All right.
You know, I would not be surprised 6 weeks or under.
But you'll be paying for it, especially with Amazon.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's to be seen.
Okay.
I think Amazon's kind of taking the approach of, let's see if we make a ton of money in theaters. If we don't, we'll put it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Okay. And then the other one is Ready or Not 2. Here I Come.
Yeah, this is a follow-up to Ready or Not, the big horror movie that came out, I guess, a couple years ago. Samara Weaving, right, is she got engaged and she's going to get married. It turns out the family she's marrying into are part of some sort of satanic cult, and they have to try to kill her as part of some premonition or whatever you want to call it. Well, now, number 2 is she wakes up after all of that. Oh, it turns out there's another group of people that have to chase after her, and they've also kidnapped her sister to be part of it. And you know, it's a movie that's kind of a black comedy. It's got kind of a dark, sardonic kind of comedy to it. I like the interaction between Samara Weaving and Catherine Newton, who plays her sister. I just think that it's good when it's action. It's kind of boring when it's not. I'm at about 2.5 waffles for that.
A couple quick things. I'll just throw these out here because I want to ask you about one that's big. Oscar ratings down by 9% from last year. Disney's trying to spin it, but the numbers are down. And then I thought it was interesting, CBS Evening News, their ratings have plummeted since the new guy took over.
Yeah, I mean, they've really kind of returned back to where they were. So, you know, they replaced the last anchors because they were under 4 million, and they brought in Tony DeCouple, and he did okay for a few weeks, and now he's back to under 4 million. You know, CBS Evening News has a lot of problems right now.
Oh, it's a mess. And then there is the Apple TV series Imperfect Women, and I'm not sure would we go with that, or I'd rather go with The Bachelorette. ABC cancels.
They have pretty much canceled The Bachelorette now. They said right now it's I don't know if it's an official cancellation, but they're not airing it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know, the Bachelorette, this Taylor Frankie Paul has been accused in a domestic violence incident.
And there's a video. There's a video, and she's been like a big kind of social media star with her Hulu show. She seems like quite the character. Isn't it,
and ABC should have seen this coming.
It's the Mormons, the Mormon show, right?
Yeah,
She's
Secret Lives of Mormon
They
Wives.
should have seen it coming. I like her response though. She's gonna explain how she's been so oppressed as she's throwing a chair past her baby at her guy. All right. Gotta go, Willie. Thank you, man.
From the WB Paid Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
It's day 21 of Operation Epic Fury targeting Iran. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We've obliterated their Navy. We've obliterated their just about everything there is to obliterate, including leadership.
But President Trump also says he's not planning to deploy U.S. troops anywhere, though he told the reporter who asked if he did, he wouldn't tell him.
The Pentagon announcing it's deployed A-10s and AH-64 Apache helicopter gunships to destroy those small boats associated with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Those missions being flown on Iran's southern coast off the Persian Gulf.
As the U.S. tries to secure oil shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, and Fox's Lucas Tomlinson also reports from Dubai, Iran keeps up the counterattacks.
Early this morning, multiple Iranian drones hitting a Kuwaiti oil refinery, causing a partial shutdown. And drone attacks on Saudi Arabia continue as well as here in the Emirates.
Oil prices rising modestly this morning at the gas pump, another 3-cent rise today. There could be a fight over the funding Iran, the conflict. The War Department wants Congress to provide $200 billion. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
Tennessee Republican Congressman Tim Burchett told Fox's chat program the Pentagon request for more money should pass. He called Iran an enemy.
We've had over 100 incidents where they've come at American troops. Hamas is their surrogate army. They've killed Americans. And at what point do we say enough is enough?
But New York Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says no additional funding should be approved.
To have the audacity to come to Congress to fund a war that we have not even voted for, not only is it illegal, it is insulting.
Winter ends in less than 4 hours, but in some areas it's like summer.
Across portions of the desert Southwest in California, where the heat has been extreme the last couple of days, we could see over 100 record-breaking highs.
Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz yesterday near Martinez Lake, Arizona, hit 110, the hottest March temperature ever in the U.S. America's listening to Fox News.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
While President Trump keeps pushing a voter ID bill in Congress called the Save America Act, he also wants it to include bans on transgender athletes in women's sports and gender-related surgery for kids, but there's a ruling against the Trump administration.
A federal judge in Oregon rules Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. overstepped his legal authority by declaring that the treatments are neither safe nor effective. The December declaration threatened to exclude doctors and facilities from Medicare and Medicaid programs if they provide gender-affirming care for minors, and some hospitals have stopped because of that. 21 states and Washington, D.C. sued, and Judge Mustafa Kasubai agrees Kennedy's trying to illegally overrule state medical regulations. Attorneys for the federal government argue the declaration is simply an expression of opinion without the force of law. Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks may drop again. Dow futures down 200 points the day after the Dow dropped 203. This is the biggest NCAA college basketball tournament day of them all. 32 games as the first round of the women's tournament begins and the men's tourney continues.
The first day of March Madness saw multiple upsets, including one that took an overtime to decide a winner. Number 6 North Carolina fell to number 11 VCU 82-78. The Tar Heels led by as many as 19 points, which makes the Rams' comeback victory the 6th largest in March Madness history. And number 12 High Point defeated number 5 Wisconsin 83-82 to capture their first ever Division I tournament win. 1 seeds Duke and Michigan won their respective games, as well as number 3 Michigan State, number 4 Nebraska, and number 4 Arkansas. Tony Genualdo, Fox News.
In the NBA, Luka Doncic scored 60 points, leading the LA Lakers past Miami 134-126, while his teammate tied an NBA record. LeBron James played in his 1,611th game. The next one he plays will break Robert Parrish's all-time games played mark. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 30 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. A former guard at Marcy Correctional Facility will be spending time behind bars. A judge sentencing Robert Kessler to 4 years in prison. He pleaded guilty to assault. He had also testified against 3 of his co-workers who were facing murder charges in the beating death of inmate Robert Brooks in 2024. Only one of those officers, David Kingsley, ended up being convicted while 2 others were acquitted. The Madison County Sheriff's Office says a 33-year-old Chittenango man was killed in a one-vehicle crash on Thursday morning. It happened shortly after 7:30 near Cottons and Bruce Roads. Deputies say they found a 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander that had hit a large tree on the northern shoulder. It appears that the operator, Clayton Wood of Chittenango, was unable to negotiate a curve. The vehicle left the road and struck the vehicle. He was the only person in the vehicle and was pronounced dead at the scene. A contractor admitting to stealing money from a local business after he took money for repair work that he never did. Utica police arrested Christopher Owen in June of 2023. It was alleged that he took some $80,000 from a business and never did the work. He has pleaded guilty to grand larceny. He's due to be sentenced in May when he faces 5 years probation and will likely have to pay $80,000 in restitution. Bill, it is the first maple weekend of the year. It starts tomorrow across New York State. Maple farmers will be opening up their doors and giving people a chance to taste pure syrup right from the source. The Empire State is second in the U.S. in maple syrup production with 829,000 gallons generated last year alone. The full list of events and participating farms is available online. It's mapleweekend.com. The second Maple Weekend is scheduled for March 28th and 29th.
They're also celebrating that tomorrow at the Utica Public Market, beginning 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. tomorrow down at the train station.
Yes, I know Beth had mentioned that there was a lot going on this weekend for Maple Weekend, and also you can go to that website as well, maybe tour a local farm after you stop by the farmer's market. Bill, right now we have cloudy skies, 30 degrees. Here's a look at your Weather Center forecast.
A couple of clippers coming through over the next few days. It's going to be mainly rain. I think the snow is going to be well north today, even though we may get a snow shower this morning. Then it rains. 47. Tonight, rain early, maybe a shower late. 34. Mainly cloudy as we kick off the weekend. Saturday, 45. Or rain by Sunday afternoon, 48. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Again, cloudy and 38 at 7:08. All right, in sports, the NCAA tournament officially underway. We had some upsets yesterday. Unfortunately, Siena was not one of the winners. They played it close against Duke, but came up short right at the end. High Point stunned Wisconsin 83-82 in a 12-5 upset. Number 11, Texas, took down 6-seeded BYU in the same region. VCU rode the luck of an 11 seed as well, as they knocked off number 6 North Carolina in overtime to advance in the South region. Number 10 Texas A&M secured a South upset, beating 7th-seeded St. Mary's 63-50. Round 1 action wraps up today with 16 more games on tap. The Syracuse women will get their NCAA tournament underway this weekend. They play tomorrow in the first round. The 9th-seeded Orange will battle number 8 Iowa. The winner will likely get Gino Auriemma and the UConn Huskies. The NFL is focused on setting up a succession plan for the Las Vegas Raiders. ESPN says that owners are scheduled to vote on a succession plan for the Raiders, which will give Silver Lake co-chief executive officer Egon Durbin the option to purchase the majority stake in the Raiders from longtime owner Mark Davis. Now, sources close to Davis say that he has no intention to sell his majority stake, but the vote would mean that if and when Davis decides to do that, or his heirs, they would sell to Durbin. He would have the first option to buy the franchise. Owners would then have to approve Durbin as the new controlling owner. Jurickson Profar of the Atlanta Braves, Major League Baseball, is upholding his year-long suspension. The outfielder had his appeal resolved on Thursday after he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. The 33-year-old will forfeit his entire $15 million salary this year and is ineligible to play in the postseason. And let's see, NBA action. The Knicks and Nets will play tonight in Brooklyn. Big hockey weekend, the NCAA Frozen Four tournament, Division III hockey. 2 of those games being played here in this community as we're in the round of 8. You've got the Utica Pioneers at home tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Hamilton home tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
Hamilton does not. You cannot buy your tickets online. And they went on sale earlier in the week in person. They only have like 600 seats, so that sells out pretty quickly. And, of course, there are still tickets available for the Pioneers tomorrow night at the Adirondack Bank Center. Go to Empire Tix for tickets. And we have to give away this morning a pair of Comets tickets for tonight.
So I'm on the Maple Weekend website here.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so I can tell you Shaw's Maple Products, which is located on Maxwell Road in Clinton, is participating in Maple Weekend.
Mike says, I'm going to a local maple farm and just suck that syrup right out of the plastic tubing. That's what the squirrels do, you know. They bite right into it and they eat it right out of the tubing.
Tibbetts Road in New Hartford is Tibbetts Maple. So they're having something going on tomorrow. Sorry, I want to mention these. VVS FFA, which is on State Route 31 in Verona, and Collins Family Maple, which is on Tilden Hill Road in Verona. Those are 4 in our pretty close proximity that are taking part.
All right, how did you do in your, did you have a bracket?
For the first time ever, I believe, I do not have a bracket.
Wow. Well, I
know. How do I not have a bracket?
Yeah. Well, it's hard, right? You gotta make that noon deadline.
I gotta click a button.
So
50-50. Who do I think's gonna win?
I had a couple of bad ones. Of course, you know, I knew chances are I was going to lose the Duke game, which I did. The surprise for me, I thought Ohio State would win.
Yeah, that is an upset.
Yep, they got beat. And what was the other one? Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I was surprised by. And I ended up losing that one.
Who'd you have in VCU, North Carolina?
I had VCU winning.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That was a biggie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because you're always going to get some upsets, but it's like, you know, see, unfortunately for you, the Siena one would have been so huge because how many people have Duke in their Final Four or their Elite Eight?
Right.
So you're gaining points likely in those rounds
that's
when
why
the teams are already eliminated.
That would have been a huge win.
And having VCU is a nice one.
That's a goodie.
Because a lot of people probably have UNC in at least the Elite Eight. They probably had them winning at least one more game, and that's probably true of Wisconsin as well.
And another team, the 11th ranked janitorial team against the 15th ranked Syracuse Orange. Who'd you pick in that? The janitorial team.
What?
He's saying they were playing in the backyard with the janitors.
Okay.
Okay, I do have to say that I have Duke. If it all works out, Duke is not a bad problem for me because I have Duke getting beaten by St. John's. Now,
well, you had Duke getting beaten
that
by Siena.
I did. So I know that. What I'm saying though is, anyway, I have Duke out.
Right. So you need Duke to lose to St. John's.
Correct. That's what I meant by that.
Well, you know,
you have them in those.
And I have UConn and Gonzaga in the final.
Do you have St. John's beating Duke in the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8, Bill?
I have. Remember, I have Duke losing to Siena.
Oh, okay.
So, but Duke ends up getting in my bracket. St. John's wins and advances, and they lose to UConn.
Gotcha.
I guess that's what it was. They would have played together. And
well, you know,
they have to win. They have to win today to get there. So,
a big sports fan, a sports insider, and this guy is a guy who's known to travel to watch sporting events of all kinds. He's a sports insider. His name's Stefan Rubitsky. He has St. John's in his Final Four. So maybe that plays into your favor that they knock off
There
Duke.
we go.
And he may be in on the consultant for Syracuse basketball coach with all the worldwide traveling that he does.
Yeah, I mean, this guy will travel to any community with no plan to get home and watch any sport.
It is true.
As long as women are playing it.
It is true. Now, I do have to say that as long as women are playing, I do have to say that the problem with St. John's in the Final Four, I do not have that. Because St. John's will have to beat, most likely, they have to beat Duke, most likely. And then they would have to beat, who do they play? They'd have to beat UConn, and I have UConn going all the way.
And this will be the fourth time that they met. They played each other twice in the season, and they played in the semifinals, the finals of the Big East tournament.
Right,
yeah.
Wow, 4 times in one season.
Think about that.
Wow,
that kind of
that's
makes,
rare.
That makes that a game, I think. Anyway, in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, if you're looking for flooring, where would you go? Why would you go anywhere but the big store with the most amazing inventory, everything you're looking for, with the best prices? And the other part of this is the know-how, the knowledge. They can help you if you're looking for something and you want to buy hardwood. They can help you measure everything out, get everything set so you don't have a bunch of waste. And they can help you find unique items as well. Or maybe it's just traditional you want. They have everything you can possibly think of. All they do is flooring. Sal and everybody in Sarah's Flooring Outlet ready to help you in your flooring project. You can reach out today or this weekend. Be a great time. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, Marcy, and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com is the website. All right, 7:16. Coming up, we'll talk to head coach Gary Heenan with the Utica University Pioneers. Big game tomorrow night at the Adirondack Bank Center.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Possibility starts with the right financial solutions. From Amerique Credit Union. Get started today at amerique.org/possibility.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
80 years ago in Little Falls, a dream was built, one board at a time. Through hard work, honesty, and a commitment to doing things the right way, that dream became 3 generations strong. A lot has changed over the past 8 decades, but our promise remains the same. Quality materials and personal service you can count on. Thank you to our customers for 80 incredible years. Little Falls Lumber, built on trust since day one, and we look forward to serving you in the future.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Is your business the best at what you do? Then you should be a Central New York's Industry Ace. Our Industry Aces are made up of the best businesses in the region, and we'll help you tell your story to thousands of consumers in the Mohawk Valley. With a combination of on-air and online testimonial commercials, along with targeted social media ads that are guaranteed to reach the consumers you want to be talking to. And best of all, these messages are coming directly from you. Interested in learning more? Contact Megan Powers at 315-768-9500.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROAD to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Start your mornings with sharp insight and straight talk from me, Brian Kilmeade. Weekdays right after Keeler in the morning. Don't miss the Brian Kilmeade Show, breaking down the biggest stories in politics, business, and culture with the voices shaping the headlines. From Washington power players to everyday Americans, we ask the questions you want answered. Miss it during the week? Catch the weekend edition Saturday morning at 7. The Brian Kilmeade Show right after Keeler on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
IBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, I'm going to ask you with
all right, real quick
some
here.
stuff.
So before I forget, hold on. I think I'm already forgetting. No, seriously, before I forget, we want to wish as a group here.
Oh, yes.
Our man Wayne.
Hello, Wayne.
Hello, Wayne. Wayne is celebrating a birthday today, so we want to say happy birthday to our man Wayne.
Happy birthday, Wayne.
And then I'm looking for the email.
Happy birthday, Wayne.
Message here. Yeah, okay, so we just heard the commercial for Upside, the gas thing.
Yes.
All right, remember I was talking to Kevin.
There are a lot of people that are into it and use it.
Yeah, Kevin is one of them, and as I said, he's had it for a couple years, and he's only made like $38 back. I don't know how frequently he uses it, but he said in Utica, this app where it gives you the cash back only works at Speedway. So we had discussed during our discussion about it. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm a bit redundant on a Friday morning. We had the conversation on the air about it, and we said, what is it that they get in exchange for giving you money for buying gas at all these places? He said in Utica it only works at Speedway, so he thinks
that would be loyalty.
It would be a loyalty thing, and it's a way you lure people in with the cash back, and then you steer them to participating stations.
And if Price Chopper is participating, they buy into it.
Right.
And
so that's, I guess, kind of what it's almost like a revenue share to some extent with these businesses. So okay.
I would figure, and there's the selling of your information, what
I'm
your
sure
habits
that's part
are,
of it too.
all of that stuff. Yeah, you probably make that on there. A couple of comments. Dave, you should produce, I like this one, produce a new spot styled after the Dos Equis ad, which they have a new guy, deep voice, the most arrogant man in the world, Keeler. I'm talking now. Okay.
You get the I'm talking now part?
Yeah.
Because it's not the most arrogant man in the world, Bill Keeler. I'm talking
you have the
now.
voice
I'm talking now.
That's right.
No, I'm talking now. There we go. I know it was funny when you said it yesterday.
So listen, Dave, what would you like me to be? Indecisive, Bill? Non-committal?
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I got this side, and there's this possibility, and yeah.
So a couple of thoughts. First of all, I understand.
He never gives his opinion. He won't commit to anything.
To the comments that were made at the end of the show yesterday about me not chiming in. Look, I could tell by the tone you took that you wanted to do battle on this.
I did not.
And
I did not want to do battle. In fact, we had a
jumping
guest.
In.
If you remember, we had a guest, and I said to Davey, and let's make it remain anonymous. I'm like, I don't feel like fighting with anybody today. Davey, cancel that. Let's not do it. Because if you do it, it's going to be a fight. I don't want to fight. And so Davey canceled it. And then all of a sudden, this woman. And I was good with her right until the part. I'm sorry.
Well, that was the thing, too. It wasn't even the topic. It was something she mentioned kind of going off something
completely,
else.
She went down the road. I never expected her to go down. And it's like, our schools are teaching our kids to hate America. Well, that's BS. That is just ridiculous. I mean, and we should all be critical and give a critical look to our country and our politicians. This whole I'm in this camp, and this person can do no wrong crap. Where did we get that from? I've never seen it before. It's like, maybe it's been around, I just haven't noticed. But I mean, I'm a firm believer you question things, and I guess that makes me arrogant. I'm talking, Jeff, not yet.
So, well, just a couple of thoughts there. I mean, look, you're the host of the show, and you often, certainly, as you said, take a stance on things, right? So once you've got a feeling on this, again, this is not something I've looked into, I've done research on, or I have, case in point or these examples. So when you're arguing this argument, I'm not going to step in just to be a dissenting opinion.
Right. Well,
right?
even the and then and sometimes what happens is you'll step in and we end up going down a different direction, which started to happen. And listen, the fact is, I know a lot about that. I when I leave here, believe me, this job doesn't pay enough to deal with this. Trust me. When I leave here, one of the jobs that I have, one of the clients that I have, I do work in for education, and it just so happens, as I said yesterday, I sleep every night with a teacher. But my father-in-law is an educator and is somebody who consults school districts, and I can tell you, all of the people I know love America. Now, are there rogue teachers out there that are pro-Trump? That will never happen. No, it does happen. There are teachers out there that are pro. There are teachers out there that are negative. Are there bad teachers out there? Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't a fun run for us with our kids. We had our little run-ins every once in a while. I once had a teacher hold my son's test. He failed a test, and she held his test up in front of everyone and said something about, this is what happens when you fool around. Look he got a 45. And I'm like, listen, you can punish him, you can you do whatever you need to do, but that's crap. Taking his test and showing it to the rest of the class, and I mean that to me is crap. And we had a little incident with that. So, I'm not saying she was a bad teacher. At that moment, she was. And, we stood up for our kids. However, there were times that our kids deserved it, and they take the punishment. But all I can tell you is, as a practice, your teacher is your neighbor. And while not everybody is perfect and not everybody is great, they are as much of American as you are, and they're not teaching people to hate America. Sorry. It's great rhetoric. It's a great way to teachers tend to lean Democrat, so we're just gonna make teachers look like they hate America, they hate the country, questioning is not hate. Questioning to me is love of your country. You take the time to pay attention to it and hopefully make it better.
So I think I've heard of cases where I thought what was taught or said in a particular classroom, not locally, but there have been stories about this, was
we've all seen them,
not appropriate. And you agree that's when
saying
that happens, it's not appropriate.
And it needs to be dealt with. You need to go to your school district. As a rule, we are not. Can you find a situation? And could she have found a situation yesterday? I'm not getting into that because she could. You absolutely could find some place in Podunk, Idaho, that it happened. I just don't,
I don't know if I'm supposed to read this comment. It wasn't about Bill's stance. It was about how rude and disrespectful he was. And it showed his anger.
I got to tell you, I was joking with her. I go back and listen to it. I didn't show anger. I even said, I'm going to buy your book. We're going to be okay. Let's just not talk about this. This is not happening. I didn't lose it on that woman. Nor did I lose it on the woman that called afterwards. But she's wrong, too. I'm sorry. She's saying, yeah, I saw it. They don't teach American history. That's not true. Davey, make your move here, could you? That's not true. And I know that's not true.
On a happier note, Bill.
And listen, Dave, my apologies, Dave and Edla, if you feel that I was rude. But let me just tell you this. I'm going to tell you this, Dave. This is me and you talking. If I let your comments or the fact that I might have been rude here or I misstepped over here or I talked over somebody, if I let all that stuff bother me, I would never be able to do this job. So without the arrogance that you're mentioning, I don't know that I could survive this job. So piss off, Dave. See, that was a joke. That's a joke there. I'm not really angry. But I'm going to tell you, you'd go nuts if you can't.
I totally agree.
You take it home with you every day, you'd go crazy.
Look, there was a couple comments that got to me a couple weeks ago, and I thought, well, whatever. I defended it and discussed it anyway.
Yeah, listen, you're not always happy with me. I can tell.
Well,
and I don't like it.
That's fair. Like sometimes I don't agree. Yeah. But there was a comment made on here that I like. It's like, yeah, I can't. You gotta. Who cares? It's one person, one thought. Not everybody's going to agree with you all the time, Jeff. Although, I think generally 80% do. But I'm just kidding. Listen, I want to.
I feel like 80% disagree with me. So that's a great number. Congratulations.
Speaking of classrooms and education, we talked about Maple Weekend coming up, and I want to mention this. I have the specifics here because we did talk about.
And I know you're going to go there, but let me just tell you. You're just you're just protecting education because your wife's a teacher. My wife is not only is my wife a teacher, but she teaches American history to second graders. You okay over there?
Yeah, sorry, missed my mouth with that coffee.
She teaches second graders at the school that the woman said they don't teach George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. And I know that's not true. And wouldn't you stand up? Wouldn't you be like, if somebody says something completely false that it involves your wife, wouldn't you say something? If not, you're a puss. I mean, step up, man up here.
You just went there.
Man up. If you're not willing to stand up for the people that you care about and the people you know what they do, then hang your head in shame. Sorry.
Well, from that perspective, Bill, I agree with everything. I think you should have been harder on Mary then.
I loved Mary, and I felt really bad because Mary started out by saying, I listen every morning, but sometimes you're rude. Huh? Okay. What's next?
All right, so
let me move on with Gary Heenan, though.
Well, just let me say, from the classroom to education, and we're talking about getting a bit of an education. You can get one this weekend. We talked about all the local farms doing the Maple Weekend. You can go down to the Oneida County Public Market. Maple Experience trailer they will have on display, a maple sampling area, and maple milk, which we talked about. I had for the first time.
It's really good.
It is really good. It is really good. So Saturday, Union Station in the main lobby from 9 until 1. That is tomorrow. And good morning, Beth.
Donna says, I've worked 3 school districts, and everyone has taught American history. I know. I'm sorry. I can't just sit here and let it go. I will tell you, rightfully so, we teach our students to hate Canadians. Oh, that's definitely true. And on the line right now,
that's not true.
Here's Gary Heenan. Good morning, Gary. Good morning.
The gloves are off. I love it. Let's go.
Let's do it. I mean, what are we on the ice? You want some guy's going to take his gloves off and turn around and run back to the bench? Absolutely not. If you commit. Dig in, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of weekend it's going to be. Let's dig in.
It is. I got to tell you, this is enormous. Playing Wisconsin Stout. What do you think of this team, Gary? This is we've now made it to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it's obviously a team better record than us. They won the WIBX, which is the SUNYAC, the State University of New York. It's the Wisconsin State School League.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they flew into Syracuse late last night. They'll be practicing today. Plenty of time for them to recover with the travel, and we've got to make it an unfriendly welcome. They never played here at the Odd, so the place has been rocking. As you know, this time of year, it becomes a special place if you're playing in March, and it was electric the last couple weekends. Didn't like our first period last week, so look past that team a little bit, in my opinion. This team's good. We got to be ready to go, and I think we will. I think we learned our lesson last week. We'll come out and hopefully put a puck in the net early.
I had somebody say to me, actually it was our friend Nancy Ford, who's taken some really great photos of the game.
Yeah, she has.
And after the game that we put up on our website at WIBX950.com. Anyway, Nancy's like, I just wish they were more animated. They just won such a big game. They win 3-0, and they just went off the ice. I'm like, yeah, because
been there, done that.
Because we need the next 3 games, right? I mean, obviously you coached them to be like, there's no big celebration here. It's get to work right after the win.
Yeah, it's a nice win. There's no question about it. I think we heard from some fans as well who thought we would be a little more celebratory, but it's business right now, and it's really special to host Frozen Fours in your town. And I think last year at the Nexus Center, that was an experience I'll never forget. You hit a post in overtime, the national championship game. They're 7 deep on the rails. The place was unbelievable. And to turn around the next year and have a chance to do it in your real home, the Ironic Bank Center, there's pressure there. So we're a game away from being back in that Frozen Four in our hometown, and we can't look past this game. So it's not a lot of sleep this week. I know the boys are feeling it as well. The pressure mounts, and it's time to perform and get it done.
One of the things I keep hearing from people is, yes, Utica must beat Wisconsin, and then they'll be playing Hobart next week. Listen, I understand Hobart is really good. They're, 28-0? But, boy, they haven't played in the last 3 weeks. And any team can beat any team. So nothing is a given, although it's probably probable. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know that it's probable. I think you're making a tremendous point right now. And as a matter of fact, if I had to bet on the game, I would say St. Norbert's going to beat Hobart.
Wow.
Gary, billboard material. What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I think St. Norbert, they were the team that came into the quarterfinal last year at the Odd. They were up 3-1 on us. We came back and won that game. It was one of the best memories in the Odd. Place was crazy, but they've won 7 national championships. Their schedule's been really, really tough. Hobart's has been okay. You're right. Hobart's been idle. They've won like 56 games in a row at home or something. Hobart.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a heck of a hockey game, and they all are, right? There's 8 teams left. Hamilton's got Norwich come into their rink, a team that's won a couple national championships. So, it's going to be just an awesome Saturday night of hockey in all 4 of those rinks. And you're absolutely right. Anybody can win any 4 of those games.
Either way, the key is to get through this weekend, and you're in the tournament that's in your hometown. And boy, to make it even better, if Hamilton can win, you got Hamilton here as well. Some really big storylines here.
Yeah, there is, and there's no question they would love the opportunity to play in their first Frozen Four and my alma mater. So it's been great run. They're doing a super job over there, and boy, would it be special to dream the dream and play them. But we've got work ahead of us. A really good feisty team, a really good first line. They've got a freshman goalie who's standing on his head. So we're expecting a really, really tough hockey game.
All right, and then just quickly before we let you go, talk about your squad. These guys right now are playing, I think, at a peak level right now, it seems.
Yeah, we've really buttoned up our defense. I think if you look at the last 3 games we've played, we've given up 9 scoring chances. So we've really tightened up. We did a similar thing last year. We really want to play an exciting, loose game, and we've done it all year. And in the end, can you win that way? And I think it's proven time and time again, and it's a cliche everybody uses, defense wins championships, and we've been able to shut it down and keep the puck out of our net and score at opportune times. So we're gonna stay the course with the systems we've been playing and get these guys to come out with a little more grit in the first period and hopefully get this done for everybody.
All right, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Tickets still available. We've given away tickets this week. Get out there. Let's load up the Odd and show this team what it's like to play in the Adirondack Bank Center.
Yeah, and Stouts tickets, we have to, by rules, reserve 500 tickets for them. Those were released last night at 5 o'clock. So if you didn't get your season ticket, might be available now. If you get online, they just released 400 of their 500.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
All right.
So only 100 are coming this way. Wow. All right, stay loud. We got to get loud.
Stay loud, yeah.
No beer? Still no beer, Gary?
That's not going to change.
Well, the suites are allowed by the rules. The Horton Room also has beer available. So get in there if you want real quick. In the 15 minutes you're allowed. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah,
I love it, Gary. You are. This is one of our best discussions with Gary Heenan ever. This is great. I have to say, 2 weeks ago the place was on fire. I mean, loud.
Yeah.
One of the loudest I can remember. Last week it was loud, but it wasn't as loud.
Well,
and I blame the beer. I blame the no beer.
I will tell you, if you're not going into that Horton Room and taking advantage, and let me tell you, the bartender, I cannot remember her name, but she was the only one on last week, and there must have been 300 people in there. She hit drinks and pushed drinks out so fast, it was incredible. You got to drink it in the Horton Room, though, and then you can go to your seats. So. All right, Gary.
Yeah, they assure us they're going to have 2 or 3 bartenders in there this week. So
that's a good idea.
We listen.
Yep, good stuff. All right, great stuff. Good luck, and we'll talk about the win on Monday.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks so
Later,
much.
man. Good luck.
Coach Gary Heenan.
I have to say, I don't even I don't drink when I go to the games because I go with my son.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was different when I used to go with my buddies. We'd have a couple beers.
Was not as loose.
I didn't think it. I didn't think
Yeah.
it was. I didn't think
I'm
it
going
was.
to ask you a quick update, and then we'll speak with Robert Smullen. He's running for the 21st Congressional District, and he has a primary coming up against Blaze, and we'll talk about it coming up.
Had a very interesting question for you to ask Mr. Smolin when he comes on.
Okay,
Bill.
hold that question. And then we'll do Hobica's free money question. It's worth
$225.
$225 today, and we'll do that coming up after news, which is next.
Don't overpay for your next mattress. Mattress Express is upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Bring in any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. We will beat the price. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or go to mattressexpressny.com.
Veterans, you and your family know all too well the many hardships that challenge your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. The Good News Foundation invites you to a free fellowship group of veterans. This get-together is run by retired Army Chief Warrant Officer 4 Richard Smith, the author of Camouflage Christian. Check out Veterans for Worship the third Wednesday of the month from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Good News Foundation, sharing faith, offering hope, and serving others.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Join us for Come to the Table, a truly special fundraising evening happening Friday, April 17th from 5:30 to 9 p.m. at the beautiful Harts Hill Inn. Experience stunning one-of-a-kind tablescapes designed by talented local artists, themed basket drawings, unique silent auction items, and a lively cocktail hour from 5:30 to 6:30. Enjoy exceptional food stations and desserts from Harts Hill Inn, all leading up to an exciting live auction hosted by MC Susan Nackley Mojave. For tickets and information, call 315-724-1718.
Possibility starts with the right financial solutions from AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
All right, we have cloudy skies and 31 degrees at 7:43. Mello, I got your text, and we'll discuss it coming up in a couple of minutes. President Trump says he is not putting troops in Iran as Operation Epic Fury continues. Trump was asked the question during a meeting with Japan's prime minister in the Oval Office on Thursday. The president said, quote, "No, I'm not putting troops anywhere," end quote, but also added, "If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you." The International Energy Agency says people should carpool or work from home as gas prices soar. Prices have gone up since the war in Iran led the Islamic Republic to close the Strait of Hormuz, a critical maritime oil shipping route. The IEA also recommends driving slower and cutting out non-essential air travel. The White House is said to be preparing to send Congress its suggestions today for regulating artificial intelligence. Calls for regulation have been growing as the pace of AI development and use has recently accelerated. The Trump administration plan reportedly involves safeguards to protect children online. There's also a desire in the White House to make sure federal regulations supersede any patchwork of laws that might be passed by state governments. An upstate New York man is pleading guilty to cyber-stalking a family member of the United Healthcare CEO who was fatally shot in Manhattan. Shane Daly admitted to calling one of Brian Thompson's family members multiple times immediately after the deadly Midtown Manhattan shooting in December of 2024. Daly admitted to leaving threatening messages with harassing language celebrating Thompson's death. He faces up to 5 years in prison when he is sentenced in July. The newest season of The Bachelorette being pulled by ABC over domestic violence allegations against Taylor Frankie Paul. TMZ posted a video Thursday of an alleged domestic violence incident that Paul was arrested for back in 2023. A spokesperson with Disney Entertainment Television said in light of the newly released video, the decision was made to not move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette at this time.
That's a big move. Did you see her response? Her publicist said she understands and she will be speaking soon to talk about all of the horrific things he put her through. Meanwhile, the video shows her like throwing chairs at him. And I don't know what got her there, but you're still throwing chairs at him, and he's saying, please stop. The baby is right here. And all of a sudden you hear the baby crying, and that's what I think really got Disney going. Crazy.
Not a good situation. Bill, and the FCC is giving the green light to Nexstar and their $6.2 billion plan to take over, is it Tegna? Is that how that's pronounced? Tegna? FCC Chairman Brendan Carr announcing Thursday the agency waived a rule which would stop companies from owning TV stations reaching over 39% of the country's households. Meanwhile, multiple stations are now filing a lawsuit to block the deal from going forward.
I just want to say, was it Dave that said I'm obnoxious? I'm going to be obnoxious if you don't mind. Give me a break. The FCC commissioner is saying this is going to be better for local news. Let's talk about Nexstar for a second. There might be 3 people that work in that building at WUTR right now. Maybe, if you're lucky. And if you combine their ages, all of the 3 people that work there, you might get to 30. And it is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my obnoxiousness. But this, half the news you're going to be getting is going to be coming from out of town. There's no one there to do the job. They've gotten rid of everybody. And you think that them buying is going to make for better local news? What local news? If it wasn't for KTV and even Spectrum at times, you wouldn't be getting any local news on TV here. So that is not a deal that is good for the American people. Or for the people of the Mohawk Valley. Now, I'm sorry for being so obnoxious. I think I'm going to do that little disclaimer after every time I'm obnoxious. My apologies for being obnoxious.
Do you want some comments, or do you want to skip
Quickly,
them
we got to go. We got to skip them for now.
Okay.
Let's take caller number 4, Davey, and we're going to give somebody a chance to win 200 and what was it? 225. Caller 4 right now at 315-736-0186. And let's do the weather. Caller 4, dial quickly because I'm going to get right to you. Good question. It's totally doable if you've been following along this week. You will totally get this one. Here is your forecast.
A couple of clippers coming through over the next few days. It's going to be mainly rain. I think the snow is going to be well north today, even though we may get a snow shower this morning. Then it rains. 47. Tonight, rain early, maybe a shower late. 34. Mainly cloudy as we kick off the weekend. Saturday, 45. Or rain by Sunday afternoon, 48. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Clouds, 31 degrees at 7:49.
All righty. It's time now for our Micah's free money question of the day. Which caller number, line number 3? 1, 2, 3. Is it Jerry we're going with? Jerry? Hello, Jerry. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well.
Morning. Good morning. Welcome to the obnoxious radio program here in Central New York. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. All right. You know how this works. You have 7 seconds to answer the question. Now, the way it's being asked is not going to make this very easy, but we talked about this 3 or 4 times this week, and are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Best I can be.
All right. Here is your question. Utica University's men's hockey team has an opponent this weekend. It is a college named after this guy, after a guy, I should say, who worked in what industry? So I'm looking for the industry that he worked in. Ready, go.
I have no idea.
Pick something. He was in
radio.
Yeah. He was a lumber guy. Stout. James Stout made his millions even back in the 1800s in lumber and gave all the money for the school to be started. And here it is today, playing in Utica this weekend for a trip to the Frozen Four. All right, we're going to give you movie tickets, Glenwood Movie Passes, Rome Cinema 8. I do have Comets tickets for tonight's game. If you'd like, could you go to the game tonight?
I couldn't make it. No.
Okay, stand by. I'm going to give you to Davey, Jerry. Good hearing from you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You do the same. Here's a quote. That question was obnoxious. Do you think it was? We talked about it all week, 3 times at least.
We did talk about it.
James Stout, who made his money in lumber, is the reason the school that is coming to town this weekend is named Wisconsin Stout.
Yes, University of Wisconsin Stout.
Okay, on the line right now is Assemblyman Robert Smullen. He is running for the congressional seat currently held by Elise Stefanik, NY21. There is a primary. He's going after this just repulsive sticker man, and the Assemblyman is on now. Good morning, Robert Smullen.
Hey, Bill. It's great to be on WIBX this morning. Is it the first day of spring officially?
I think at 10:45 today, 10:46 today. You're absolutely right. We hit spring.
Awesome. Yeah. That's it's great. It's great to be winning in the springtime.
Yes. All right. Well, I hope that is the case, and I think it is. And listen, I don't want to. It's just my opinion on your opponent. The things that forget about the stuff he said about me. I really don't care. But the stuff that he said about you, I think at one point calling you a coward. For God's sakes, he has not read your resume.
Well, no, that's my opponent. The comparison, the contrast between he and I is absolutely stark. We got great news yesterday. We won the New York State GOP statewide endorsement, which is a huge deal. That almost never happens in a primary, and it just shows that the people that are supporting me, the people that are helping me win this race, it's picking up steam, and we're winning.
I don't want to I don't want to look too far ahead, but there are people, strategists, who believe that if it is essential for you to win this game, to win this primary, because if you don't win the primary, the thought is going up against your opponent, the Democrat will have a really good chance of winning.
Well, for sure, I'm going to win this race in the primary, and that'll make sure that the Republicans keep the seat in November. I'm the candidate that represents all of the people right now of the Mohawk Valley, and I think that I am the candidate that can best represent all of the people in the New York's 21st Congressional District. That's 15 counties. It goes all the way around from the Canadian border to Vermont, down to Saratoga, and up through the Mohawk Valley. And that's what I've been doing. I've been campaigning hard, and I'm really appreciative right now of all of the committee members from the 11 committees that have endorsed me, as well as from the other 4 committees. They're actually carrying my petitions out there, petitioning their government, real people, real volunteers, to make sure that I get on the ballot here so I can win this primary in June.
And actually, I believe in Herkimer County, my father is one of those people carrying your petition. Republicans have not. Is it the Oneida County? Oh, it is Oneida County.
And Herkimer County that are within earshot of your radio station. Real people, real volunteers, really on the ground, making sure that I get on the ballot.
I want to ask you, and I want you to know, I'm not looking for. I know what the talking points are and what your talking points would be with this question. The Democrats have talking points, a strategy. The Republicans have a strategy. But if you were currently in Congress and you're looking at what's going on at airports around the country, and certainly the fact that we're currently at war, and we're having this shutdown affecting TSA and Homeland Security, etc. What could and would you do to be the outlier who stands up and says, enough is enough? Here's how we could get past this and reopen. What would you say to your counterparts in Congress and to the people?
Well, it's absolutely critical, right? DHS, the funding is being withheld. That's affecting TSA, which slows people down at their airports. Normal commerce, everything needs to continue to go on, sort of thing. This war in Iran that's happening right now, it's going to end soon, but it doesn't need to be a disruption point for the American people in their everyday lives. That was one of the things that we learned after September 11th, is that if people come together and we can work on things together, anything is possible. So what I would specifically do is be able to make sure that the funding that needs to be there for DHS, for TSA, gets provided in a timely manner. And it's really as simple as that, is to make sure that it comes up for a vote and that it gets passed not only in the Congress, where I would hope to represent the people, but also in the Senate, which has some different rules that make it difficult sometimes.
You know, it almost seems as if, and I'd like your opinion, it almost seems as if right now both sides, both Republicans and Democrats, thought they would win this issue. And then we've reached a point where it's dragged on to the point where I don't know that either side can get out of this without looking bad. And at the end of the day, the more videos we see at airports, and this is such a bad look on Congress.
It really is. But I do have to say that the veterans in Congress, myself being a 24-year Marine Corps veteran, do some of the best work in Congress that's possible. On a bipartisan basis, they are the ones that say, hey, look, I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States before. I could do that again, and I could be a faithful representative of all of the people, in this case, in the 21st Congressional District. I'm a servant leader. I'm a serious guy. I'm a substantive candidate, and that's what I would do if I get to Congress.
If you had a chance to talk with President Trump, what advice would you give him in regard to the situation with Iran? What do you think, with your military experience, he should know from your perspective?
Yeah, so I know a lot about the situation in Iran. I did 2 deployments on Navy ships, actually to the Persian Gulf. I've transited the Straits of Hormuz. I've seen what the Iranian threat of their speedboats with their machine guns, with their missiles and their drones actually looks like. And I would say is we need to make sure, Mr. President, that Iran never has a nuclear weapon. That's something that's very important. They have said that they want to destroy us as the great Satan. If we let them get ballistic missiles and pair it up with nuclear weapons, if they were able to strike us, they would. They certainly want to destroy Israel. They absolutely want to destroy Israel outright. So that can't be allowed to happen. But what we need to do is to make sure that as we go about this campaign, to make sure that their military forces, we've sent their Navy to the bottom of the ocean, we're decimating their drone and their command and control and their missile capabilities. We need to continue to do that so we can say to the Iranians, if you want to allow your people to freely choose their government, which is necessary, as we believe, then you need to do the following things. And we're actually in the process right now of hitting them where it hurts the worst, which is for them to be able to have their oil actually exported. So, I think that this campaign is going to end sometime fairly quickly, and I hope it does so.
Real quick, we got 20 seconds. Would you support boots on the ground?
I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's ever been the policy of the United States, whether from any president or from any Congress, to actually put boots on the ground to, quote, invade Iran, unquote, sort of thing. So I think where we're at right now is working. And let's see what happens.
And then finally, New York's GOP picking a side in this race, and they chose you. Congratulations, Robert Smullen. We'll do it again.
Great. Yeah, thanks so much for having me on the show, Bill. Great to connect with your listeners.
All right, thank you so much. We have news coming up next.
And a lot of comments.
Yeah.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica. From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
trying to stop Iran's counterattacks. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. U.S. fighter jets and attack helicopters targeting Iran, trying to take out the threats to oil shipping that have prices moving all over the place this morning. They were down and up, and now they're down again. President Trump urged our allies to help secure the Strait of Hormuz, but there is
a potential coalition of nations to make that happen would include the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Japan, and Canada. None of those nations, as of yet, though, planning to send military assets to the region. The number of ships entering and leaving that strait on a daily basis, by Tuesday, that number was down to 0.
Fox's Steve Harrigan near the Iran border in Armenia.
Iran, of course, continues to attack the energy infrastructure of its neighbors in the region, launching a fierce attack against Qatar. This after Israel attacked a major oil field in Iran.
Now, President Trump is urging Israel not to attack that gas field again, and the prime minister says they won't. The president also wants Congress to provide $200 billion to help fund the Iran conflict, now in day 21, calling it a small price to pay.
We want to have vast amounts of ammunition, which we have right now. We have a lot of ammunition, but it was taken down by giving so much to Ukraine.
But would Congress approve that new funding? Democrats oppose it and could possibly block it in the Senate. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer calls the request unacceptable and ridiculous. The search is over for a missing American in Spain. University of Alabama student Jimmy Gracie went there on spring break. He's been found dead.
Dive teams recovered the 20-year-old's body from the water at a marina about 500 feet away from the nightclub where Gracie was last seen Tuesday. Spanish police had also found his wallet floating in the sea and recovered his cell phone during the arrest of another person, but it is still unclear what led to Gracie's disappearance and death.
That's Chanley Painter. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
For a 35th day, Homeland Security remains mostly unfunded, so essential workers keep working without pay, including TSA agents, though some haven't shown up, leading to some hours-long security lines.
Airport officials continue to urge passengers to arrive here 3 hours before their flights because of TSA staffing shortages. The absentee rate among the TSA workforce is averaging about 10% nationwide. That's up from 2% prior to the partial government shutdown.
Fox's Jonathan Seri at Atlanta's airport. Now, this DHS funding holdup is over a dispute in Congress with Democrats demanding immigration enforcement reforms, angry over the Trump deportation agenda. In one controversial case, a reporter in Tennessee taken into ICE custody has been freed.
Stephanie Rodriguez is a journalist for the Spanish-language news website Nashville Noticias, arrested March 4th during a traffic stop. She's free on $10,000 bond set Monday by an immigration judge in Louisiana, where Rodriguez was in custody at an ICE processing center. According to court records filed by her attorney, Rodriguez fled Colombia in 2021 after receiving death threats related to her work as a journalist, entered the U.S. on a tourist visa, applied for asylum, and has a valid work permit. She's married to an American citizen and has a 7-year-old daughter. Homeland Security says she was arrested because that tourist visa expired in September 2021, and she missed check-in appointments. Her attorneys say it's retaliation for her reporting on ICE arrests. Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks may fall again. Dow, NASDAQ futures both down more than 100 points. The March Madness gets really mad today with 32 games. The NCAA Women's College Basketball Tournament first round starts. The men's continues the day after some upsets to start that tourney. High Point beat a 5-seed Wisconsin. North Carolina, a 6-seed, blew a 19-point lead, lost to VCU in overtime. Another 6-seed, Texas, also lost, or BYU also lost, knocked out by Texas. And 2 number 1 seeds did win, Michigan and Duke. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Mostly cloudy skies, 31 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. A former guard at Marcy Correctional Facility will be spending some time behind bars. Yesterday, a judge sentencing Robert Kessler to 4 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to assault. Kessler testified against 3 of his co-workers who were facing murder charges in the beating death of inmate Robert Brooks in 2024. Only one of those officers, David Kingsley, ended up being convicted, while 2 others were acquitted. A 33-year-old man from Chittenango killed in a one-vehicle crash Thursday morning in the town of Lincoln. The Madison County Sheriff's Office say it happened shortly after 7:30 near Cottons and Bruce Roads. The 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander struck a tree. Deputies say driver, 33-year-old Clayton Wood, was the only person in the vehicle and was pronounced dead at the scene. It's believed that he failed to negotiate a curve, left the roadway, and struck a tree. A contractor admitting to stealing money from a local business and taking money for a job that he never did. Christopher Owen was arrested in June of 2023. It was alleged that he had taken $80,000 for a business to complete work there, but never did the work. Owen pleading guilty to grand larceny. He's due to be sentenced in May. He faces 5 years probation and will likely have to pay the full restitution of $80,000. And it is Maple Weekend, the first Maple Weekend of the year across New York State. It starts tomorrow. Maple Farms will be opening up their doors and giving people a chance to taste pure syrup right from the source. The Empire State is second in the United States in maple syrup production, with 829,000 gallons generated last year alone. The full list of events and participating farms is available online. The second Maple Weekend is scheduled for March 28th and 29th. Now, we ran down this list earlier. There are some local farms that you can visit tomorrow. Among them, the Tibbetts Maple in New Hartford on Tibbetts Road. There's also the VVS FFA, the Collins Family Maple, which is located on Tilden Hill Road in Verona. And I'm sorry, there's one more here. It is loading. It's going to be Shaw's Maple Products, located on Maxwell Road in Clinton. You can also stop by the Oneida County Farmers Market going on tomorrow. It's happening from 9 until 1. They're doing a big celebration of Maple Weekend there as well. You can check out the Maple Experience trailer, maple sampling, and get yourself some maple milk as well. Union Station tomorrow from 9 until 1.
At Aquavino, they serve really awesome bread, warm, hot bread with and this I think is year-round. I'm pretty sure it's a maple butter. And it is so good.
Yeah. I haven't had it from there, but it is delicious. What I get to try, I'd never had maple butter before. It is pretty good.
Just put a little, whip it up, put a little maple syrup in there.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Bill, right now, cloudy skies, 31 degrees. Here's a look at your Weather Center forecast.
A couple of clippers coming through over the next few days. It's going to be mainly rain. I think the snow is going to be well north today, even though we may get a snow shower this morning. Then it rains. 47. Tonight, rain early. Maybe a shower late, 34. Mainly cloudy as we kick off the weekend. Saturday, 45. Or rain by Sunday afternoon, 48. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies, maybe some sun trying to peek through, 31 at 8:09. All right, from the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, some upsets already in the NCAA tournament. And, of course, there we go. Some upsets in the NCAA tournament.
Almost an enormous upset.
Siena came up short against Duke yesterday, although they did hang tight throughout and had it lead at many points during the game. Duke does beat number 16 Siena yesterday. Other upsets, though, High Point beat Wisconsin 83-82. It was a 12-5 upset. An 11-6 as Texas takes down BYU. VCU also rode the 11-6 luck, beating North Carolina 82-78 in overtime. Number 10 Texas A&M upset number 7 seed St. Mary's. Round 1 wraps up today with 16 more games. The Syracuse women's basketball team will play their first-round game coming up tomorrow. They are the 9th seed. They will take on number 8 Iowa, the Iowa State Cyclones. The winner of this contest advances to play either UConn or UTSA in the second round. Odds are it will be UConn, a perennial winner in the NCAA tournament. I don't necessarily mean the winner of the whole thing, but they usually make a deep run in the women's bracket. The NFL focused on setting up a succession plan for the Las Vegas Raiders. The co-chief executive of Silver Lake, Egon Durbin, is the option to purchase a majority stake in the team from longtime owner Mark Davis. Now, reports say that Davis has no intention to sell his majority stake. The vote would mean that if and when Davis or his heirs decide to sell, Durbin would have the first option to buy the franchise. Owners would then have to approve Durbin as the new controlling owner. NBA action, the Knicks and Nets will play tonight in Brooklyn. And the NCAA Division III men's hockey tournament rolls on. We are at the semifinals, the round of 8. The Utica Pioneers play at the Adirondack Bank Center coming up tomorrow night. The puck drops at 7 o'clock. Hamilton is home as well, also playing at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And the winners of those contests will advance to the D3 Final Four, which is being played at the Adirondack Bank Center in Utica.
Let's do some comments. We have a bunch between YouTube and people that are messaging in and those on the app. By the way, the app is very easy. You download it. Just search for WIBX 950 on Google Play or in the App Store. It's free. You download it, and you can message directly. Usually Jeff gets all of these.
Okay, so I'm going to read these. Let's see here. I'm going to read these. I don't know if my tone and inflection is correct. I'm just reading them as they are. Chris in Lake George says, one of the many ironies of yesterday's interview is that recognizing our flaws is one of America's greatest qualities, as it forces us to strive to be even greater. From Fort Necessity to Long Island to Brandywine, it was Washington's defeats that ironically led him to greatness. The same holds true for many other founders. We must teach this because it is a lesson that we can all respect and, more importantly, apply.
I wish I heard that, darn it. But
you want me to start over?
No. Was it a positive or negative?
I think it's positive in that it says that the country is known for making flaws or having flaws, but then working to correct them.
And that's the beauty of history. It, in my opinion, is that we learn from those things that have happened, because you don't want history to repeat itself. Sometimes you do.
Yeah, especially when it comes to us winning conflicts, right?
Yes. Or hockey games.
Bill's response to the statement that schools teach kids to hate America was completely appropriate. It's sad that people are so easily convinced by the propagandists to believe such garbage.
And I believe it is our responsibility to not just walk away and say, okay, whatever, is to stand up against that crap. Whatever it is. It may not be about schools. If it's propaganda garbage that isn't true and you know it's not true, grow a set and stand up.
D-Train in Rome says, this is D-Train. Yes, I am a former baseball player. And yes, Bill, you were rude.
Thank you for that.
Joe in Whitesboro.
I wear it with pride.
Joe in Whitesboro, getting back to the Utica Police Station, the Utica Police situation, the union president must understand politics has been going on down there for hundreds of years. It'll never change. I know people that benefited from the politics. I know people that got screwed. You're not going to change anything. Nobody before you did it, and nobody after you will if he coaches with a gentleman. If he coaches with a gentleman and he's a neighbor, he will get the job, just like his wife's cousin got DPW commissioner. That was a done deal before the election. Just reading them as they come in.
I have a couple while you're gathering.
Can I do one more here? This is from Mello.
Well, do your Wayne happy birthday.
Oh, Wayne, happy birthday.
Let me just do a couple. Did you see the fifth grader shoot the ball backwards over his head, made the basket, and won the game? I did see that. That was really, really cool. I'm carrying petitions for Robert Smullen, says Julie. A few of us met with a campaign in Rome last weekend. He's a good guy. I know you have Mello's comment in here somewhere. Rick says, in New York State, the entire 9th grade curriculum is on U.S. history. Manufacturers even a Regents exam kids must pass in U.S. history to graduate from high school, and that is not yesterday, that is right now. Let's see. You've got okay. That's funny. Father Sean O'Brien, got to turn off the radio and head to work, but you've got my vote. Okay, thank you, Father, for that. Appreciate it. We had Donna's comments, and then did I get? Oh, and one more from Mike. I just had a funny experience. I was driving down the Parkway and going past Cliffs and Stewart's. When I looked at the gas price at Stewart's, it was $3.96, and I thought, wow, that's a lot. Then I drove by Cliffs, and it was $3.69. They always match prices with each other, so whoever was punching up the cost of Stewart's probably is dyslexic or the governor of California.
Yeah, I've seen some 379s, but I haven't seen anything above that.
Yeah, they're usually very, very close.
Yes.
And I wonder if somebody made a mistake. Do you have any others you want to get into?
Mello says, I don't want to argue with anybody, but I've been using Cash App for a number of years now, and it has paid me back to this point well over $600. Yes, I buy more gas than most. Now, I do have to say with Mello, he was doing Uber as like a secondary gig. And then
Plus
also
he goes back and forth to Myrtle Beach.
So it's certainly, if you're doing that level of that volume of driving, I'm sure this would could pay some dividends. He said, but it's certainly worth it for me. And Speedway's not the only station. Now, I want to clarify something. We didn't say Speedway was the only station. Kevin had said it was the only participating station in Utica, because here Mello mentioned Circle K, and I don't believe there's a Circle K in the city of Utica. I know other towns, villages, surrounding municipalities do have Circle K. But if you're curious, it appears that Circle K is another participant in this. Is Cash App? Not Cash App. It's not Cash App. What is it?
Yeah, it's the whatever.
Is it the Cash App?
Upside. We're about to play it coming up. I saved $200 to $300, and my point there is, you'd say I saved $260 or I saved $200. And it's typical commercial.
And what is it? Speedway and Circle K are not the only ones. There are other participating stations as well.
Jawick, I love the rude Keeler. Love that he stands up. Okay. Well, thank you. One thing I don't like is when someone tells you one thing and over there tells somebody else something else just to keep everybody happy. Wouldn't you rather know where somebody stands?
Yeah, who
even
did
if
that?
you don't agree with it. I'm not saying you in particular. But even if you don't agree with that person, wouldn't you rather they be honest with you? Apparently, these days, I guess not. Spring is today. It is today. The official first day of spring. Spring begins at 10:46 a.m. And it is what it is.
What, did the sun oversleep? Somebody better tell somebody that spring starts today at 10:45, because I expect warmer temperatures than this.
They still teach history. They just include what they see fit. And anyway, listen, over the years we have taught some inaccuracies in history to kind of tell a story the way we want it told. But that practice is as old as time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? I mean, it may go back a few thousand years. And then there's a whole bunch more on YouTube. I can't get to all of them because there's a ton.
Ann says, wow, he answered the question. Not like Mannion, who skates around questions. Thank you, sir, for your service. He has my full support. That's
Robert
Ann
Smullen.
Talking about Mr. Smullen.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other comments? I got a break. And then we're gonna speak with who's on one, Davey. What is that? You don't know? Okay, I'll take that. And then Scott in Kirkville, we're going to get some picks.
It's Kathy.
Oh, it's Kathy.
Kathy's on first. What's on second?
Got it.
I don't know is on third.
Okay, Kathy, you hold on. We're going to get right to you. Quick break. And Scott in Kirkville has some picks for today's games. And I know Wayne was looking for these picks. So get your pen, paper ready. Here are the picks. They're coming right up at WIBX.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROAD to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
At Wheelock Disposal Service, we're not just in the garbage business, we're in the people business.
Hi, I've been a Wheelock Disposal customer for over 10 years, and that says a lot. I wouldn't trust anyone else. They're always on time and polite when picking up my weekly trash and recycling. And whenever I need a dumpster or a special pickup, the office staff makes it quick and easy. I couldn't be happier with Wheelock Disposal.
As a family-owned company serving Herkimer and Oneida counties, we take pride in keeping our neighborhoods clean, safe, and welcoming. Whether you're cleaning out the garage, renovating your home, or tackling a big project, our team is ready with the right dumpster, a helping hand, and a smile. We even pick up the stray trash others leave behind. We wave to your kids. We honk the horn. Why? Because we're your neighbors. Call 315-822-3427 or visit WheelockDisposal.com to join the Wheelock family today. Wheelock Disposal Service. We love garbage, and we love our community even more.
Possibility starts with the right financial solutions. From AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Contractors and landscapers, be able to take on more jobs and get your current projects done with Warner Sales and Service. Whether it's the tough lifting and digging or the more precise work with attachments, Warner Sales and Service has the Bobcat rental to make sure your projects get done. Tough work demands tough equipment, so stop in today at Warner Sales and Service, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona, and at WarnerSS.com.
Where quality still counts at Warner's.
Don't overpay for your next mattress. Mattress Express is upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Bring in any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. We will beat the price. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or go to mattressexpressny.com.
Okay, Megan, I'm writing today's commercial. Ready?
This should be interesting.
Step 1, dramatic opening line. People from Utica, Rome, and beyond, prepare yourselves.
Maybe just tell them the deal.
Fine. Lease the 2026 K4.
Good start.
0 to an inception.
Keep going.
$348 a month for 36 months.
And the best part?
Oh, right. Even sales tax included.
See, that wasn't so hard.
I still like my dramatic opening. Make that short drive to save.
Go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Stock number 26F1698. MSRP $24,675 for 36 months, 30,000-mile lease, 20 cents per mile over. $0 due at inception, $0 security deposit, 8.75% sales tax, and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure. 720 plus FICO score. Offer expires 3/31/26.
Destination Kia.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I'm going to ask you with
All right, one more from Matt and Holland Patton. Maybe I missed this on your show, and we did not discuss this yet. I just saw it on Facebook this morning. 1,177 crew members died on the USS Arizona. More than 900 sailors and Marines remain entombed at the USS Arizona. It's considered an active war grave. It's now considered a sad day for the U.S. and Japan. For a sitting president to sit and make a joke about Japan's surprise attack on Pearl Harbor makes me sick. This is not something that should ever be joked about, acting like a disrespectful clown in front of the world.
I thought it was one of the most disrespectful moments I've seen out of Trump. It was terrible, and you have the leader of Japan sitting right there, and they are an ally. We rebuilt that country, and they are an ally. But the people who died, I guess she could have kept it going by coming and saying, well, you didn't let me know when, first of all, Trump wasn't even there. I don't know what he's talking about. You didn't let me know when you dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, right? I guess she could have said that, but then you would have had a Zelensky battle going on in the Oval Office. I mean, it was just a bad moment. It wasn't funny, and it was inappropriate.
For what it's worth, I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought... Again, this is like Trump fumbling around. We need give me a beautiful face from, how about you over there? He picks out someone, who he thinks is a Japanese reporter, and they ask the question, essentially, what are you still planning to do with Iran? And, well, it would be a surprise. I don't want to leak it, but it would be a surprise. And you know about surprises. It's like him trying to turn it into, I don't know. I do think it's weird. He does this all the time. My point is, I don't think there was any ill intent toward it, and I don't think he was joking about the death of
I didn't
U.S.
say
soldiers.
There was but his intent. I said it was horrific, in my opinion. So we can agree to disagree.
Sure.
I just think it was incredibly disrespectful, especially when you're asking for them to find a way to maneuver through their Constitution to assist us when they only have a defensive military. And we're asking for assistance here. I just thought it was tasteless. But I think we've all been desensitized to that. And what does everybody say? That's Trump. That's Trump. Don't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised. People of all ages experience levels of discomfort and pain in the hips and the knees and the back. It could be coming from your walk, from your step. The arch support specialists come to the rescue. And there are so many people that I've talked to that have gone through this just like I have, and it does change quality of life. You could be like so many others and see the pain go away. It's no obligation, free, personalized fitting. You can walk right in without an appointment. It's the Good Feet Store, located now at 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. The Good Feet Store can make your pain, possibly, like so many others, make the pain go away. The Good Feet Store, now in New Hartford. On the line right now is Scott in Kirkville. I've had people saying, I need picks. I need Scott's picks. Where are Scott's picks?
Well, I called in yesterday. I don't know if Davey gave them out, but Illinois was the big play of the day. Unfortunately, I had to wait until about 10:30 for the game to start, but it was worth the wait. They scored 105. Their over-under was, team total was 86, but if they couldn't dominate Pennsylvania, then they're in trouble because of size and stuff. So you just look for stuff like that. And once again, it's better the betting game if you have the ability because, look at the Siena game. I knew in the first 5 minutes Duke was in trouble because they couldn't stop Siena inside, and Siena had no size. And it's too bad Siena missed a lot of easy shots in the second half, a couple dunks when they were up 13. And then Duke took advantage of it, and it's too bad because they played well enough to actually do the upset. By the way, guys, I'm actually the mobile soundproof studios is actually in front of Colonial Laundromat in Bridgeport. I don't know if you're aware of it, but started Ash Wednesday, goes through Easter, but they have Dryer Lent Friday.
Oh.
Yeah, Dryer Lent Friday. So
during Lent.
So stop it. Yeah, Dryer Lent.
What do they use that? The bread, the fish? What? Where are we going with this?
No, Dryer Lent. I mean, check on their website. It's Dryer Lent Friday at Colonial Laundromat.
Many Lenten specials there.
Just ask for any. Just ask for the Big Sudsy, and you get 10% discount or something. I don't know.
I believe the manager's name is Dusty. You're all good there. Yep.
By the way, that intriguing game. Cal Baptist is playing Kansas today, and I don't know if you know the starting front line for Cal Baptist, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. So that should be a very interesting game right there.
Boy, I hope your picks are better than these jokes, man.
Oh, come on. Geez.
What was your take?
In the morning, what do you think? I was up Gonzaga. Get this now. We're at Point Place.
Yeah.
Gonzaga starts at 10:30. Game's real close. No one's in the place that runs it. They all leave at 10 o'clock. The auto-tune automatically comes onto the channels because they got everything set for ESPN. So there's 5 of us that had some interest in the game. It went off with 3 minutes to go in the game.
Oh, no.
So 12:30, we're all sitting there. I'm sitting there going, "You got to be, kidding."
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and they went on to win that game.
They beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told everybody to take the under because Gonzaga hasn't gone over about 78 points, and the team total at the start was 81. I was trying to tell everybody in the world take the under.
I wanted your take on the Siena game.
Yeah. See, this is when you watch all these games, and it'll be interesting. Watch the first half compared to the second half.
I know.
They pounded it inside. This offenses are disjointed now because of this 3-point. They fall in love with the 3 points. I don't understand it. Teams will miss 5 or 6 in a row. That's how North Carolina lost. They got built up a 19-point lead, but they keep shooting the 3. Siena pounded the ball inside. The 3 was part of the movement of the offense, not just crank it up. In the second half, they missed a couple dunks, they missed some layups. Then all of a sudden, their best player is forcing threes. And by the way, he's coming to Syracuse with McNamara. He's got to be.
So you believe McNamara had his audition yesterday, and he will be the coach. I don't think Syracuse has any other choice, to be honest.
No, the thing is, I want to see if it's the first half offense or the second half, because if you watch enough basketball, watch it today. People are just shooting threes just to shoot it. They come down and the first 2 seconds of the clock, they didn't even run an offense. They shoot it. If they have a breakaway layup, they're thinking pulling up for a 3, and it's automatic too. And it cost games. It cost the Wisconsin game.
Yeah.
They thought the game was over. They were forcing Chuck. We call it Chuck and Duck. About 5 threes in a row. All of a sudden, the High Point basically got hot. And if you saw the last 5 minutes, Wisconsin thought they were up 20. I'm sitting there going, they're only up 7. They're only up 3.
Yeah.
And you saw what happened.
Can I go back to Syracuse? Another name that has been thrown around that has really not been picked up by anybody is Matt Langle with Colgate.
It's the interesting part. Does he want to leave Colgate?
I don't think he does. But now you're talking about Syracuse versus what was he up for? Was he up for St. John's a long time ago before
Georgetown?
Georgetown. What's
Notre
that?
Dame.
He's been
closer to the thing. I think it was up for the Temple job, right?
He's been in the conversation for a lot of games.
The rumor going around.
Teams.
The rumor going around right now, Scott, and I told you this last week, is that his name's being thrown around for the Temple Owls job.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. Remember a couple years ago, maybe more, the coach for Cornell was a hot guy. Remember they went to the Sweet 16. They actually played in the Dome, and he went to I forgot where he went to, but he only lasted 3 years because you got to win. Now he's God down there. I don't know how much money he's happy, but I keep hearing, if you go look up, he's the second highest paid employee, I believe, in Colgate. So
the question is,
he likes the area, stay put, and
the question,
like a god.
Do you want to be a big fish in a small pond?
Yeah.
And that's really the
exactly.
All right, I want to bring in Michigan State Kathy.
Michigan State Kathy? I figure she'd be happy right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thrilled. I have a cat, and we named him Sparty, MSU. And when they would say Sparty or Michigan State, he's looking all around. He got worn out.
Yeah, that'll happen. So
that's going to be a fun game. The Louisville game is going to be fun.
Yeah,
It's going to be one of those must-see. I tell you, the must-see in the next round, and I can't wait for it, is St. Louis against Michigan. It might be first team to 100 in that game.
All right.
So do you see Michigan State beating Louisville?
Michigan State's intriguing, Michigan State, Kathy, because it's a 3-point shooting. They're streaky, and when they shoot the 3, they could be a top 10 team easily. when they don't shoot the three, then if they get behind, how much the defense and the rebound is going to help you. But they jumped on North Dakota the way you should have been, and didn't let them in back. Look at North Carolina; they had a 19-point lead against Virginia Commonwealth. I mean, think about it. I mean, you think game, set, match. It's North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? They fell in love with the outside shooting. Nobody can hit bunnies anymore. That's what we call anything inside 6 feet, because I don't think they practice it. And you saw what happened to North Carolina when they thought that game was over. But Michigan State's got a legit shot of being Louisville.
Depends on who shows up, whether they play good
shooting
or they can't shoot water out of a boat.
Exactly. They've been on both sides of the water right there, and then sometimes the oars are in the water, sometimes they're not.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes the bucket's in the water, sometimes it's in the car.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Kathy.
Good luck.
Bye.
Make sure you get your fish. Make sure you get your fish before the game starts. I hate to see you in line at stands. when the game's going on.
Yeah, okay. All right, it's Linton time, Linton season. We're all celebrating Lent.
Dryer Lent at Colonial Laundromat on Friday.
All right, one big pick before you go.
Okay, first of all, we can't bet 3 games today, which I like. You know, you can't bet Alabama or Hofstra because they're in New York. If you have the ability, Alabama will score 90. So let's go today. Let's go with Purdue. They're playing Queens. They should score a lot of points because they're a 3-point shooting team, and they are legit because that's what they do well. And Florida should dominate because of the size. If they can't dominate today as a 1 seed, then they're in trouble.
All right.
Those two, and then the other one. This is the greatest. This is the greatest trap game or what? But Miami of Ohio, which everybody wanted them to lose to SMU, their team total is only around 69. This team's averaging almost 90 points a game, and they run a great offense. They get open, they shoot threes. If they hit any type of threes, that's going over to 69. I mean, I'm sitting there going, the over-under for the whole game is 148 with Tennessee. So if you can't get that one, maybe take the over for the game. But if Miami Ohio can't score over 69, they're not winning the game probably to begin with. But that's maybe the most intriguing game there.
Scott, as always, we appreciate it. Win some money this weekend. Thanks. And let's see how long it takes for Syracuse to make the McNamara move. I think it's coming. Monday. Okay.
Monday.
All right. Thank you, man.
So real quick, this came up about Langle and the money. So Adrian Autry, and I know it would be a different, probably contract and set of terms and everything, but he signed a 5-year deal back in 2023 that was reported to pay him between $1.8 and $3 million a season. So that's the kind of money you're probably looking at an average ballpark $2 to $2.5 million a year to coach Syracuse University in the 24-25 season. Reports say Matt Langle made $563,000.
Yeah.
So 3 to 4 times we're talking. He would be looking at a pay jump of that. I don't know. Everybody loves money, but other people think, I like this gig I have, and I don't necessarily want to give it up. But I think you just mentioned him as a possible candidate. I do think most of Orange Nation, including Uncle Smitty and you, I believe,
they don't pick McNamara. There's going to be some anger.
Mr. McNamara.
Yeah. All right, Scott, thanks, man. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
And then he just said
560,000 in Hamilton, so it goes a long way compared if he goes to Philadelphia or some other place.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Okay. All right, good stuff. Thank you, man.
And I have on my phone here, my app that I use, Miami of Ohio and Tennessee, the over-under total is 149.5. That's a really good point that Scott brought up. I think I might jump on that game.
Quick break. Manaski, as soon as he's done placing his bet, we'll do news. Coming right up at WIBX.
Don't overpay for your next mattress. Mattress Express is upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Bring in any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. We will beat the price. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or go to mattressexpressny.com.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
Veterans, you and your family know all too well the many hardships that challenge your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. The Good News Foundation invites you to a free fellowship group of veterans. This get-together is run by retired Army Chief Warrant Officer 4 Richard Smith, the author of Camouflage Christian. Check out Veterans for Worship the third Wednesday of the month from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Good News Foundation, sharing faith, offering hope, and serving others.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey folks, many of us grew up on these high sugar cereals, Frosty Flakes, even Raisin Bran. You need to make the healthier switch to Grainberry, created by my dear friend Peter Harris and his father. It is lower in sugar. It's made with natural fiber, antioxidants, whole grain onyx sorghum, and that helps slow sugar absorption. Now the taste will win you over, and you can pick up Grainberry bran flakes or any of their other great flavors. Make the switch. Grainberry, the official cereal of the Sean Hannity Show.
Possibility starts with the right financial solutions from Americu Credit Union. Get started today at americu.org/possibility.
You may be right. Listen, I want to talk about your front door. New York Sash has a whole big promotion they're doing right now called the Customer's Choice Door. And here's how it works. Homeowners can take $1,000 off a brand new entry door or choose a free storm door with entry door purchase. It's completely up to you, which is why they're calling it the Customer's Choice Sale. A new entry door instantly upgrades curb appeal, improves energy efficiency, adds security, and these are not off-the-shelf doors. We're talking about top-of-the-line, custom-made, professionally installed doors. If the current door you have is drafty, faded, sticking, the perfect time to make the change before spring kicks in is right now. Schedule a consultation with New York Sash today. Visit NewYorkSash.com or stop by the showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Cloudy skies, 31 degrees at 8:42. President Trump is insisting that he will not be sending American troops to Iran. The president was asked about it Thursday by a reporter during his White House meeting with Japan's prime minister. Trump said he wasn't putting troops anywhere. Last week, though, there were reports that a Marine Expeditionary Unit with 2,500 Marines was being sent to the region. The Pentagon is claiming foreign workers of the AI company Anthropic pose a threat to our national security. The Pentagon designated Anthropic a supply chain risk earlier this month after disagreements about the ethical use of AI. Anthropic took the Pentagon to court, and a new court filing reportedly says the company employs a large number of foreigners. An attorney who worked with Jeffrey Epstein says he didn't know anything about his client's crimes. Darren Indyke is also an executor of Epstein's estate. He told the House Oversight Committee Thursday that no woman ever told him of any abuse by the late sex offender. Millions across the Southwest can expect more record-setting heat this weekend. Records melted away again on Thursday in parts of California. Riverside saw its hottest March 19th on record as temperatures hit 101. It hit 110 degrees in the Yuma Desert. Forecasters say the high for Phoenix will be 106 today. And Bill, DoorDash is tapping its delivery drivers for help training artificial intelligence systems. I don't think this is a good idea. The company is paying couriers to film themselves completing everyday tasks with that video and audio use to teach AI and robotic systems for DoorDash and its partners. This sounds like they're training the replacements.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, it's going to be a long ways away for... maybe not.
I don't know.
Up here, it'd be hard. I mean, listen, we can't... there are streets that don't have stop signs. I don't know how in the world we'd be able to do autonomous vehicles here in the Northeast right now. Maybe in a city, but not here.
You know, if they send out drones to deliver food and stuff, they might get lost in the potholes.
Yeah, you're right. They might.
Right now we have cloudy skies, 31 degrees. Bill, it is 8:45.
Couple of clippers coming through over the next few days. It's going to be mainly rain. I think the snow is going to be well north today, even though we may get a snow shower this morning. Then it rains. 47. Tonight, rain early, maybe a shower late. 34. Mainly cloudy as we kick off the weekend. Saturday, 45. Or rain by Sunday afternoon, 48. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and 40. No, cloudy and 31 at 8:45.
Comments. Sometimes comments blow me away on YouTube, on the app, whatever, however they come in. A lot of comments. We focused a lot on comments today because there have been a lot. And Steve and Steven Colenso. It's about, and I hope you're being sarcastic, it's about time somebody stood up and told Japan how we really felt about that attack on Pearl Harbor. I think we might have done that in 1940. You're being sarcastic. I won't even respond. I'll chuckle. That's funny.
I do have a comment here. This is from Doug. He says, let me ask a question. Anthony Constantino has previously stated in radio interviews that Rozier Communication has reached out to him with regard to selling a radio station they own in Amsterdam. The question is, if true, would that not be a conflict of interest for the chairman of the United County Republican Committee to be involved in a business deal with a candidate who he's looking to support, who is looking for his support?
We live in a world where we're in clouded conflict of interests. I'm at this point, like, I say whatever. Do you have a comment on that? I couldn't even. This is such a rare situation. And the other part is, how much do you believe Anthony Constantino? It probably happened. There's probably something that happened there.
Boy, if you have to pick a side in this dispute, it's a rock and a hard place for you, isn't it?
Oh, man. It's like, wow. Who's in the right here? River Hills Properties continues to grow, and it's about one thing. Services provided. Working for you, and it begins right at the start of the process when you try to figure out what your house should sell for, what your home should, what is it worth really? What can you sell it for? What will someone pay for the home? And they go to work. You have a team working for you with River Hills. And as we said, they go to work. It's all about services. Your listing agent is there. Every time the house is shown, they come up with a book. It's 40 to 100 pages filled with everything there is to know. The manual for the home, everything there is to know about the property and the home. These are luxury services, if you will, that are provided by real estate agents all over the country, but not necessarily here. And River Hills has a full team in Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island, the southwest part of Florida, where they have a full team. Maybe they're just taking care of people down there, but for us, if you're considering that world of snowbirdism, is that a word?
Sure.
Snowbirdism?
Snowbirding?
Snowbirdism. Or snowbirding, meaning you get down there in the wintertime and come back here when it's really hot and humid down there. What a great opportunity. There are agents down there that you could use Bill or Robin or even Andrew or any of the agents down there ready to serve you. River Hills Properties, offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Utica, Copenhagen, in Newport, coming soon to Rome, and Sarasota. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. I've got some comments. Joe Benson, we can take your phone calls. I got probably about 10 more minutes here before we get out on a Friday and head into the weekend, and we'll come right back at WIBX.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley, do not overpay for your next mattress. Mattress Express is upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Take advantage of our guaranteed lowest price program. Bring in any locally advertised price or quote on a brand we carry. We will beat the price. Furthermore, if within 90 days of purchase you see that mattress advertised for less, bring it to our attention. We will refund the difference. Selection, no one in New York State has all these brands under one roof except Mattress Express. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh & Lavish, Therapeutic, Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta, iComfort, Avocado, and more. On New Hartford and Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. In Oneida and the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theaters. And Rome on Black River Boulevard. Open 7 days a week. Go to mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS.
At Community Memorial, we're committed to your good health. And we're proud to offer primary care service that's close by, with 6 family health centers throughout the area. Maybe you don't have a primary care doctor right now. Call us, and definitely call if you're managing a long-term condition and you're not getting the personal attention and support you need. We're here and we're ready to help, offering compassionate care, guidance, and support for patients of all ages. And at Community Memorial, we're one big team, so you'll have fast access to additional services and specialists when needed. That's first-class community health care, right in your backyard. We have family health centers close to you in Cazenovia, Hamilton, Waterville, Morrisville, Munnsville, and Sherrill. And we're welcoming new patients throughout the area. For a better primary care experience, choose a team that's highly rated for patient satisfaction. Choose Community Memorial and get better.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Visit Sangertown Square's newest business, Fun Nation, a huge indoor adventure park packed with wall-to-wall attractions, and Urban Planet, a bold, trend-focused fashion brand offering affordable style for men, women, and teens.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Are you looking for a new primary physician, a primary doctor, your new family doctor? Dr. Cheryl Mattern is accepting patients at the Falcon Clinic right now and would love to chat with you. You can schedule an appointment by calling 315-507-4751. She has years of experience, is a wonderful physician, and has been welcomed with open arms back to the area to service the Utica area in the Mohawk Valley. The Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic where you can find acupuncture and then, of course, just family practitioners like Dr. Shemaleski and Dr. Zielinski, all there to take care of you. 315-507-4751. It is the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Richard had a comment earlier that I didn't get to. This guy talking about Smullen sounds like a Trump clown. Word for word. Smullen, no way for me, says Richard.
Let's see.
I don't know if Richard is a Republican or a Democrat, but you'd have to be a Republican in order to vote for him in the upcoming primary, which is in June.
Tony says, Jeff must have left his balls at FedEx. After all, didn't Bill just say he was a P-word?
I did not say that.
You did.
I didn't call you a puss. I said somebody. I'm speaking hypothetically.
He must be an easy umpire, too. Coaches probably push him around on the baseball field when he's umpiring. And John Wick replies, he is a hard ass as an umpire. I go to games, trust me, a totally different guy on the field. Tony says, makes sense. Can't say anything at his job.
I'm telling you, there are.
Do you listen every day or do you not listen?
Pay no attention. By the way, I didn't call you the puss word. I just said if someone, I was speaking hypothetically.
We're
yeah.
I don't.
Not that I need to say that.
And John Wick, I will post my baseball schedule for you. You can come and critique me on the field.
Jake, you stand by. I'll get to you in a second. Right now, Joe Benson is with the Comets. I have a pair of tickets to give away for tonight's game. These are on the glass, great seats. And if you would like to go to tonight's Comets game, what do you say, Davey? Caller number 3. How about that? Right now, caller 3, only if you can use the tickets tonight, 736-0186. Caller 3 right now for Comets tickets tonight at the Adirondack Bank Center. And Joe Benson, good morning.
Morning, guys.
All right, what do we have? What's going on tonight, by the way?
Yeah, we got racing night. We're looking like it's going to be a sold-out crowd, so it should be a good one. We got the Providence Bruins, so there'll be some drivers out on the concourse doing autographs before the game. We'll have a couple cars out on the ice during the first intermission. So yeah, it'll be a fun one tonight. A lot going around for sure. So
yeah, that's really cool.
And a tough opponent in Providence. So hopefully the Comets can bring their A game.
You know, the Comets just 6 points, I believe, out of a playoff spot as we sit here this morning.
That's unbelievable. What a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, they're chasing Rochester still. Rochester plays Syracuse tonight, so hopefully it'll be one of the few times Comets fans will be rooting for the Crunch. So hopefully they can beat Rochester. If we beat Providence, we'll be 4 points back. So yeah, every game crucial at this point, obviously, for the season. So.
Any news to report about ups and downs as far as call-ups, send-downs, and such?
We just got Tag Bertuzzi up from Adirondack. I'm not sure if he's going to play tonight or not. Not a ton of movement though. Lenny Amano is still up in New Jersey. He's been doing well, so that's been great to see. But not Tag Bertuzzi really the only transaction this week.
All right.
As far as call-ups.
All right, so it is Utica Rome race night tonight at the Adirondack Bank Center. And then
all right. Speedway's our game night sponsor. So yeah, it should be a fun one tonight. It's gonna be a great crowd. Hopefully the boys can pick up 2 points.
All right, that'll be big. And let's believe it or not, root for Syracuse here.
Yeah, it's the Comets' final home game of this month. It's the first end of a home-and-home with Providence. They'll play at Providence tomorrow. As Joe said, a tough team, but obviously they want to get off on the right foot here as they start things this weekend.
All right, Joe, thank you. We appreciate it greatly.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, have a good one. Joe Benson, play-by-play guy with the Utica Comets. Jake on the line right now. Jake, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. So yesterday I was watching Trump talk in the interview, and I thought it was inappropriate. Why would he say? He said, if anybody knows about sneak attacks, how about Japan sneak attack?
Yeah, we were just talking about it. It was extremely inappropriate, but
yes.
Yeah,
especially when you want them on your side.
Right, you're trying to get something from them, and you get down that road. I do not understand the philosophy there. But
I sat there, my jaw dropped. I know he comes out with a lot of stuff that why do you say it? I don't know. Only he knows. But oh my God, you don't say. That poor woman sitting there, and he's got to come out and say some stupid thing like.
Did you see the look on her face?
Yes.
Well, listen. If you like cringe-worthy moments. That was a good one to check out. So,
my God, Bill, keep up the good work.
All right, thank you, Jake. You have a great weekend. Quickly, Steve.
Too.
Thank you so much, Steve Pani Mazda. The best late model Mazdas to become Mazda certified pre-owned. Right at the top, you want me? Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles, offering you an award-winning Mazda at a tremendous value. It's Steve Pani Mazda. I'm looking at the clock and I'm realizing I'm way over.
Yeah, way over.
I'm not going to be able to reach your goal, Davey. I have completely yes. Did you just give me the finger? Oh, those were all your fingers that were up. I'm talking about Rick and everybody over at Steepani Mazda, offering you an award-winning Mazda at a tremendous value with a 160-point inspection and the balance of a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need a lower price or payment? Let's make your deal on a Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle with Steepani Mazda. Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Enjoy your weekend.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Paid Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Trying to take out the threats to oil shipping. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what the U.S. keeps doing on day 21 of Operation Epic Fury.
The Pentagon announcing it is now deploying the venerable A-10 Warthog, the 50-year-old war horse beloved by ground troops for years, armed with this massive 30-millimeter chain gun that spits out nearly 4,000 rounds a minute of depleted uranium, probably the only uranium the Trump administration wants to see in Iran. It is targeted